Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome to River Forest here for the season finale of Cougar Football. I'm Jonathan Shear with the Cougar Sports Network. Joining me today is Adam Kuhar. And Adam, we have a great matchup for our season finale. For both of these teams, it's the visiting Aurora University Spartans coming down to Chicago to take on the Concordia University Cougars to finish out both of these teams' seasons. And it's been a very different story of the season for both of these teams. You look over at Concordia Chicago, this is the team, they sit at 4-5 right now, 2-5 in conference. On paper, not a great season, but in reality, this season has been the best season Cougar football has had in a long time, on the verge of their best season in 6 years. The vibes are back. The coaching staff, one of the strongest this school has had in a long time. So on the whole, it's what felt like a good season for the Cougars. On the flip side, Aurora University, sitting at 5-2 in conference. They've had a pretty good season on paper, but by the standard of the Spartans, it's been a very down year for Aurora, a team that has won. They've run the knack for as long as you can remember. Finally lost that crown this year, lost a 42-game conference win streak. It's been a rough year for the Spartans. They've had on-field struggles, they've had off-field struggles, and it's led to a season that, despite being good on paper, doesn't feel all that great for Aurora. And that's who we have coming in here today. Both teams looking to finish up on a high note. So, Adam, when you look out there at the Cougars, when you look out there at the Spartans, what are you expecting to see today?
Yeah, well, we just had a great senior night performance here. Expecting to see a lot from them here, but a lot of those returning guys can be able to show what they have left coming into next year. You got running back Josiah Lugo. He has taken over the backfield with some injuries there to Jerron Brown on the back end there, but he is coming back here tonight as well, looking to see them split some shares and potentially utilize that dual back threat there and making sure that both of them stay rest. Keeping that front on their toes and being able to allow Colton Bosch to have those big plays down the field that makes this Cougar offense such a threat.
Absolutely, and that offense is going to be all important for the Cougars because that Aurora offense, it's been great for years. It's still great this year. It's the Aurora defense that has taken a step back from the normal performance, and that's something the Cougars are going to have to capitalize on and try to exploit in what could very well turn out to be a shootout. And to do that, they're going to need a big performance today from their quarterback, Colton Bosch. And Colton Bosch, he's been great over the last 2 years for the Cougars. He's had a bit of a rough run of it in the last couple games for the Cougars. 3 straight tough losses for the Cougars, and in all of them, Colton strode. The biggest one, 3 interceptions against Lakeland, 1 interception last week against Benedictine. He's been under a lot of pressure, sacked the most in the last 2 games than he has in any other game all season. So it's been a rough couple of games for Colton, but we've seen him be able to stay up in big moments. We've seen him step up when this team needs him to, and that's what the Cougars are going to need today. Look out for Colton Bosch to have a big game. On the flip side for the Spartans, I did mention that defense, it's struggled this year. There's still some stars out there, and one of those is J.P. Cheney. 9 sacks on the year so far. He has been a pass rushing threat, whoever they come across, and that's all the more notable going up against the Cougars today. You have a very, very banged up O-line. Only 2 players on the O-line starting today who have been starters throughout the year. So this is a very banged up Cougar O-line, and that's something that J.P. Cheney and the Aurora defense could look to capitalize on.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that as well, you've got T.J. Ramsey, 6.9 yards per carry so far this season, 15 touchdowns in those 9 games here as well. 3 last week in their loss as well with that one. And so going to look to see them come back here and try and exploit that defense here. You know, you got Austin Jackson on that senior night defensive tackle, but look for T.J. Ramsey to try and take that game and for Concordia to try and put up what has been a good run stop here in the past few weeks and keep that going against him here today.
Absolutely. And if you look at the game as a whole, Adam, Cougars, they love to finish the season off on a high note, take down a big threat in Aurora. What do you think Concordia has to do to get that done?
Yeah, major key there is limiting the turnovers, limiting the mistakes, being able to drive down the field, take that field position game as we were talking about earlier on in the season. Don't give the ball away in that sort of your half of the field. Make them go the full distance of the field and continue to play that solid defense there, as well as limiting the mistakes and turnovers on the offensive side.
Absolutely, those turnovers are going to be all important, and a part of the team that could play a big role in that is the offensive line. Limit the pressure on Colton Bosch, limit the pressure on the running backs, avoid fumbles, avoid interceptions. That offensive line, like you mentioned, very injured. Ben Hardy and Zeke Pearson, the only two starters who have been starting throughout the season. The rest of the O-line, they're out today. They're injured. This is a team that's going to need the depth from the bench to step up, to have a big game today against this tough Aurora pass rush and what is still a good Aurora defense, just not as great as it's been. And you really need that bench depth to step up on the offensive line for the Cougars. But as we get ready to go for today's game, a quick look at the history between these two squads. And it's been a very lopsided one in favor of Aurora. The Cougars, 5 wins to the Aurora's, to the Spartans, 28, and the Cougars haven't won since 2014 against the Spartans, a 14-13 win last year. That year, and then last year's matchup, a 71-6 loss to the Spartans, and then the largest loss in school history for the Cougars, largest scoring margin, a 92-0 loss to the Spartans in 2023. So it's been all Spartans in this matchup in the last couple of years. Cougars look to flip that script today here in River Forest. We'll be back in action right here on the Cougar Sports Network, so don't go away because it's the Cougars and the Spartans in just a minute. Oh, and what is some fantastic football weather for these teams' finales. Cougars will be kicking off to the Spartans, back to return for Aurora. It's TJ Ramsey and Sterling Williams, and TJ Ramsey's had a great year. He will look to continue that. Out to kick things off for the Cougars is Vincent Pagenkopf, who will line it up. And we are underway in River Forest. Short kick from Pagenkopf, able to reel it in and trying to come over to the near side. And he's past the 50, still on his feet, still going. And Lucius Dones, the fourth, a huge return for Aurora.
Yeah, not what you want to start out there as Concordia, but it turned a great situation into an even better one there for Aurora. Short kick, bobbled it off the start, and turned it into the 30-yard line here, 35. Great starting field position.
Absolutely. So the Cougars, tough starting positions. We get ready to go. I'm Jonathan Shear of the Cougar Sports Network. Joining me today is Adam Kuhar. It's the Aurora offense led by quarterback Liam Mickle out there to get things going. And there's a man in motion. Mickle takes a snap. Quick short to Ramsey on the left. Ramsey cutting to the sideline. He's through. Ramsey all the way. And he is just nudged out of bounds at the 8-yard line. So good track down on the defensive end by number 5 for Concordia. That's Brandon Shipp on the chase down, able to knock Ramsey out of bounds, but it's already 1st and goal for Aurora.
Yeah, not going to go down as rushing yards there, but they escaped outside easy, avoided going right up the middle, and hit Concordia with a nice little outside play there to start.
So now it's 1st and goal from 7 out. Quick play call change coming from Mickle. They're going empty set, 2 left, 3 right. There's a snap. Mickle looking right. Quick pass is caught. And down at the 1 is Dom Coronado. Nice play design, a good tackle to keep Coronado out of the end zone, but it's just inches to go for Aurora.
Yeah, great tackling there by Hagen Washer. Saved a touchdown there, right on the 1, but still making that defensive stand, and good man coverage from him there, keeping his guy close to him.
2nd and goal, inches to go. Ramsey in the backfield next to Mickle.
Got to stuff the box here. Got to think they're going to go with him.
There's a man in motion. Low snap. Handoff to Ramsey up the middle, and he's not going to get it.
Great stop. That is fantastic play there by Jackson. Coming off that senior night high and making a play here on the first drive, saving another touchdown.
Cougars run defense had a great performance against Dino Stevens, probably the best running back in the conference from Benedictine last week. Had Stevens under 60 yards, and they already make a big play against Ramsey on 2nd and goal, but it's still 3rd and goal, still just 1 yard to go for the Spartans, and there's some confusion from the sideline. Mickle going back and forth, getting different play calls in from his coaching staff.
Yeah, play clock not running right now, so
it looks like now play is live. 2 right, 1 left. 2 right to either side. Snap handoff to Ramsey up the middle. This time he's through. Finds the gap to the left, and Aurora on top early, 6-0.
Yeah, just continue to pound that at that area there and make sure he gets through. Falls right over the line. That's his 16th of the season. One of the best here in the conference.
Yeah, here comes the shootout. We talked about it. This is an Aurora offense. Yes, Aurora's had a down year by their standards. Still one of the best offenses in the conference and still electric. They can put up big totals. They've been averaging 40 points on the year, and they've already got 7. Brett Money drills it to the back fence, and it's 7-0 Spartans.
Yeah, I always appreciate a good kick. That was good from distance there if you wanted it to be, but yeah, 7-0 here, and you were right. Before the game is going to be a shootout. Concordia has to step up and be able to perform that, or, stick it on the defense there. But our first drive, first score, we'll see what this leads to for an aggressive Cougars offense.
Yeah, we'll see what that offense looks like. Coach Chase Hankins' offense, they'll get their first look on the field after the kickoff return. And that's one of your storylines you can keep in track. It's been there for the last couple years. Chase Hankins, head coach of the Cougars for the last 2 years, offensive coordinator for Cougars before that. Before that, the passing game coordinator up at Aurora University. So a little bit of history between Coach Hankins and the coaching staff on the opposite sideline. They both know each other's tendencies, and we'll see how that Cougar offense plays out. Out for the kickoff is Brett Money. Back to receive for the Cougars is Josiah Lugo and Kevon Lawson.
And he's kind of taken over at that that return position there. Lugo taking up a big part of that special teams and now the offense as well.
And we see the wind playing a factor for the first time today. Knocks the ball off of the holder.
They don't have those special kicking footballs in college, do they?
I don't believe so. That would be a benefit to these kickers, though. Brett Money lines it up and will send it away. That's going towards Lugo, who's able to bring it in at the 2. He's going to take it up the middle. Lugo looking for a gap, and he's not going to find much of one, tripped up. But he is able to get out to the 29. Solid return for the freshman from San Antonio, and that's where Colton Bosch will lead his offense out onto the field.
Yeah, like you said, Colton Bosch, the leader here. He's the junior coming off that one. But let's see a little bit more of Jacob Redmond here, senior night, as you were saying before the game. And we'll see how much they incorporate him into that one with this being the last game of that season.
And there you see that Cougar offensive line very injured. Zeke Pearson at right tackle, Ben Hardy at right guard, the only starters still out there. Jacob Garrison at center, Trey Williams at left guard, and Noah Schondelmeyer at left tackle. And they'll go to Jerron Brown to get things going. Brown picks up a yard, and it'll make it 2nd and 9.
I like starting off with the run, first down, get your feet under you.
And this is, look at that offensive line. Jacob Garrison, another one of those seniors for the Cougars, getting his first start since his sophomore year for Concordia today. At center, Bosch takes the snap, looking to the right, rolling out immediately, lets it fly, pass caught by Lawson on the sideline for a first down. There's a little bit of that offense we saw on the first drive against Benedictine last week.
Yeah, and he's been the bright spot of that one there. Over 100 yards in the last few games there, a touchdown or two to go with it. But he's been that safety factor for Colton Bosch there, say anywhere on the field.
Yeah, and that offense, one of the biggest takeaways that Coach Hankins had from that game against Benedictine last week wasn't the big gap. It was that first drive from the offense was some of the best offense that this team has played all year, as Brown will pick up just one more yard on that run, so 2nd and 9. Great opening drive against Benedictine, and it looked like that chunk plays, 5 to 10 yards, pass run option, and you see a little bit of that. That's what this team is going to want to execute against Aurora today, and we're getting a little bit of deja vu on the second set of downs, 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard rush.
Yeah, the only thing you got to worry about with that one is that new O-line, with that triple option type of offense that they want to run. There's a lot of working pieces that go with it. See how well they can handle that here early.
There's a low snap, handoff to Brown, and he's not even going to make it to the line of scrimmage. J.P. Cheney on the tackle for loss, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Another low snap, too. One of those, aforementioned ones that is causing those Cougars issues right even off the start before they can get the ball into Bosch's hands.
Yeah, losing Matt Godar earlier in the year has proved costly at the center position for Concordia. 3rd and 11. There's Randall in motion. Snap. Bosch under pressure. Flips it out to Brown. Brown on the left sideline. Has space. Jerron Brown spinning his way past the 50 for a first down and more.
Wow, what a play from Jerron Brown there. Started off with Colton Bosch. Had 2 guys on either side of him there. Makes the calm, cool, collected play and floats it to his running back. Nice pickup at the first down there. 3rd and long.
And a flag out on the play, and it looks like it'll all come back.
Oh.
And there will be an illegal block in the back on the Cougars. So all of that yards will go back, and it will be 3rd and long going to 3rd and a country mile.
Premature excitement on that one there, Jonathan. We did not see the yellow cloth on the field, and that is demoralizing.
3rd and 17 now for Concordia. And they're going to go to that empty set. They've had some success in the empty set this year, but Aurora responding with only rushing 3, sending more into coverage. There's the snap. Bosch looking deep, and he's sacked. J.P. Cheney is 10th of the year.
He made it look easy. Barely even got touched, and Bosch's backside, never saw it coming. You're right, double-digit sacks on the year for J.P. Cheney.
And there is that new offensive line kind of costing the Cougars on that one. Daniel Banks, their almost starting left tackle, out today. He's not available. Noah Schondelmeyer making his first start at left tackle for the Cougars, and J.P. Cheney eats the sophomore for breakfast, and the Cougars are going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, only rushing 3 there, a 3rd and long. Got to give him some time, but
Vanderplat will get that to the 50, takes a Cougar bounce, and that'll work out well for Concordia. Able to down Aurora at the 42 on the Spartan side of the field, but it's still good field position for Liam Mickle and his squad.
Yeah, I'd like to see the defense keep doing what they're doing. There was only one big play there on that first drive. They held their own otherwise. Now see what that open field, what they're willing to do with it. So I'm liking that sort of seam route there in practice or warm-ups here before the game. See if they like to go back to that.
First time we'll see Aurora in action on their own side of the field. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. There's the snap. They'll go to Ramsey. He's cutting to the right. And Ramsey barely past the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up 2 or 3 on the play. So the Cougars running defense holds that at a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7. And we'll have to see when Aurora is going to start attacking that Cougar secondary. The run game, Cougar defense better on the whole this year. That run D has been the stronger part of that.
Yeah, they're trying to get him to bite here early, get down, and then call that play action. That will hopefully give him that big play there on the backside. Empty set here, though.
There's the snap. Mickle up the middle, picked off! The turnover for Concordia. Adam Lambaz just falls right into his lap. And I'm not sure what Liam Mickle saw on that play if he didn't check the coverage. But there were 2 defensive linemen from Concordia in the way of that pass.
Yeah, did not go for the pressure on that one, hung back, and it was almost like just an instinctive throw across the middle. Saw him there, and, seen that there with just that quarterback blind spot, so to speak, right over his O-line. And great play there from Al Lambaz, as you were saying, getting the Cougars the ball back in positive territory.
Adam Lambaz, the tackle, his first interception of the year. And the Cougars have 1st and 10 suddenly in Spartans territory. There's a snap. Here comes the blitz, and Brown's not going to make it to the line of scrimmage. The run game doing nothing for Concordia. Jerron Brown is 4th carry, and he's now going to be in the negative. At least 2nd and long for Concordia. 3 left, 1 right. Snap, Bosch looking right, pass, caught! Diving for it is Manuel Mendoza to pick up a chunky yards, and it'll set up about 3rd and 6 or 7 as Mendoza is down on the field holding his ankle. And here comes the training staff of Cougars. We'll head over to the sideline, and we'll take a quick chance, if we can, to get a look back at that interception from Adam Lambaz. I mean, yeah, you said it, Adam. You just kind of have that QB blind spot over the middle.
Yeah, I would say he never saw him. There were 2 of them that were in that spot. It was almost like they were a little too close together to get it. Right into his hands, bobbled it, and nicely came down with it there. You saw the excitement as he came off the field, securing that one for the team.
I mean, pass like that, you really did look like Lambaz not expecting the ball to come to him. Just hits him in the chest, and it's like, oh, shoot, I've got the ball, and I can make a play now. And, I mean, that's that big man pick. You love to see it, and a big momentum shift for Concordia, something they needed after a rough start on those first 2 drives, as Mendoza is going to get helped off the field. Another injury for Concordia as they just keep piling up for the Cougars.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he put much weight on it over there. I was going to say right before that, great adjustment by him. Getting that Bosch pass, it was a little bit outside on him, adjusting to it. Might have gotten stepped on the ankle by the defender or something along that side there, but hope he's okay.
It'll be 3rd and 7 for Concordia. That's where they'll spot it. 3 to the left, 1 to the right for Bosch when we resume play.
shout out to that Cougars training staff running on out there, getting to them as fast as they could. Doing great things for the players on this team.
Here's the 3rd and 7. Snap, Bosch looking left, lets it fly deep for Lawson! Incomplete! And they're going to call it uncatchable, no flag.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd reaction to that one in the background. They are not too happy. Tried to come back for it, and defender never looked like he put his head up or even looked for the ball there. Hands on him immediately.
That's a tough call because you don't like the underthrown ball pass interferences. That was an underthrown ball by Bosch. It was not a good pass. But Lawson was taken down early by the defender. He did have a chance to make it back to that ball and dive onto it. So Aurora getting the benefit of the doubt from the officials. So it'll be 3rd and 4th and 7. The Cougars, they'll send out the punt team. And not the way you want that drive to end.
Cougars still without a first down in those 2 drives there.
Vanderplau's punt into the end zone for a touchback. So Liam Mickle, he'll get a second chance. He's 2 for 3 for 36 yards so far today, but that one incompletion is an interception.
Yeah, and they've held TJ Ramsey 3 attempts, 4 yards right now. That touchdown sitting up there, but yeah, it was that one big play to him there, and that's all they've got to show for it so far.
First and 10 for the Spartans at the 22, right, 1 left. There's the snap. They'll pitch back to Ramsey to the left sideline, and he'll be forced out of bounds. 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 8 coming up.
I like what that Cougars defense is doing there, pushing them out to the outside, not letting them get the edge there, contain that run-pass option there, and a big 95 back on the field here. See if he can do it again.
They'll go to Ramsey up the middle this time, and he's going nowhere. Speak of the devil, Adam Lambaz stuffing TJ Ramsey up the middle.
Here we go. First big test here. 3rd down. Medium to go.
Yeah, it looks to be about 6 or 7 yards to go for the Spartans. And it looks like Aurora will go for a tight formation. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Ramsey still in the backfield. Cougars showing blitz. It's a free play. They jump off sides, and Ramsey floats it deep, and it's caught past the 50. Just a meltdown from the Concordia defense. And it's a huge gain for Aurora.
Wow.
I think the Cougars defense thought that was going to be a neutral zone infraction.
Yeah, they're letting the play stand there. Yeah, they thought the play was over, and they let it keep going. There's an offsides call.
I think the secondary thought that was going to go as a neutral zone infraction, not going to be offside, not going to be a free play. The officials just let it go, let Aurora do something. And you saw that secondary, flat-footed, not moving, and it's Ethan Svoboda who just slips through free into the secondary.
What a pass, though, from TJ Ramsey, though.
Just chucking it up there. And TJ Ramsey, I'm pretty sure that makes him now the leading passer on the day. And it does for Aurora, 1 for 1, 37 yards. And now he'll run it to the right. TJ Ramsey brought down at the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 for Aurora. Here comes the play call from the sideline. Couple substitutions on the wide receiving court. It's all passing so far for Aurora. We're focusing on that rushing game from TJ Ramsey. 6 carries for 9 yards. There's not much doing in the run game for Ramsey so far. He had that one big play on the short screen, but everything is coming through the air for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was core 4 in there for Concordia doing their job there. The outside guys got to step up and make those plays.
There's the RPO. It's caught for a touchdown. Connor Bright slips the coverage. Puts the Jets on, turns past Damian Gibbons. And it's 13-0 Aurora.
Yeah, what a read there. Mickle just pulling that out of Ramsey's hands, saw the one-on-one coverage on the outside, and don't know if defender thought that there was going to be somebody on the inside helping him cover there, but turned on the Jets, as you were saying there, just took off with that speed.
And you said again, the Cougars not leaving anyone deep as, you kind of sell out a bit more on the run. Opens up the secondary, and you can hit the pass. PAT's good, makes it 14-0 after the 39-yard passing touchdown. For Liam Mickle, Connor Bright, his first catch of the day and his first touchdown of the day for the Spartans. Connor Bright, he's been the leading receiver for Aurora all year, had 6 touchdowns coming into the day. Now he's up to 7, and he's closing in on 700 yards on the year as well.
Yeah, almost a 1,000-yard rusher and a 1,000-yard receiver on that team there. Yeah, that's a pretty good season for say a 6-3 team here that came in with better expectations.
Yeah, I mean this is an offense that, yes, the defense has struggled more. The offense hasn't lost much of a step since their dominant run at the top of the NAC came to an end this year. And the Cougars, I mean, it'll be a shootout again, but the Cougars are going to have to do something soon to try and keep up in a shootout. Now for the kickoff is Brett Money. Back to receive is Lugo and Lawson.
I haven't seen Lugo in the running game at all. It's been all Jerron Brown back there. He's been stuffed up a little bit there. See if they try and mix it up a little bit. Do like getting it back to their starter there and keeping him in that role.
They'll kick it to Lugo. Lugo knocks it up, and he takes the fair catch. Doesn't want to risk the return. That's the right call to make for the freshman. Would have gotten lit up if he tried to bring it out. So the Cougars off of the touchback will start things out at the 20. And any fair catch within the 20-yard line with the NCAA rules starts you out at the 20.
Seems like the refs are trying to figure that one out too.
Oh, it looks like it is the 25. See, I wasn't a bit sure. The chain gang wasn't sure. The officials weren't too sure. So the Cougars 1st and 10 at the 25. 1 man to the right, 2 to the left, Brown in the backfield. There's the snap, handoff to Brown, up the middle, slips through, and he falls down for a 7-yard gain.
I like that. Cutting through them all there, not that power running and just trying to run through that O-line. Making that decisive decision there, getting back through, and had just one guy to beat for that open field. Like that, I'd say positive look there for the offense.
And fighting his way through for a solid gain. 2nd and 6, it looks like, 2nd and 4 for the Cougars. Low snap, they go to Brown up the middle again. Fighting his way forward. This time it's for a 1st down.
There we go. Great individual effort there. 2 in a row. Back to him. Bosch, nice play there, handling the snap and still getting it to his running back.
Just keep the legs moving, keep chopping at the grass. Got a bit of help from the O-line coming in, pushing the pack. 1st and 10, Concordia now. And you kind of see both of those runs going to the right side with Brown. That's where those starters are for the Cougar O-line, Pearson and Hardy. And, I mean, you're going to see that from the Cougars. You kind of got to lean a bit more on the experienced guys. And, I mean, we've seen Aurora pouncing on the left side of the line as well. 1st and 10 at the 36. It's a low snap. Bosch gets on top of it, but it's going to be a big loss for the Cougars.
And there's another small mistake there. It's not a turnover, but it still pushes you back a lot. 2nd down play after just getting the 1st down, and now it's almost like taking a sack there without even being able to put on a play.
It does go down as a sack, too, for whichever player dives on top of Colton Bosch, and it sets up 2nd and long for the Cougars. We'll probably see some passing downs now for Concordia. Now rush for Bosch, play action under pressure, and he's going to be brought down. There's a flag way back in the secondary. But, yeah, Colton Bosch again. Pressure coming from the left side. And he's forced to scramble around until he's brought down. We'll see what that flag is. Well away from the play at the line of scrimmage.
I haven't seen Cheney out there either. Looks like it is on the Spartans there.
It's holding against Aurora deep in the secondary, and the Cougars will take that. Wipes out the sack. Moves Concordia up 10 yards, and it'll make it 2nd and 9. So the botched snap, and then the sack, and all of it's going to turn down.
I think it's automatic first down.
Oh, it is an automatic first down. And the Cougars will take that too. All of that chaos just for 1st and 10 at the 38. There's Jackson in motion. Snap. Bosch keeps it under pressure. Lets it fly. And it's well behind Lawson.
I wasn't really sure who that was intended for. Might have been Lawson there, but had the guy running deep on the post route back there.
Yeah, if it's Lawson, it's well behind him. If he's going for
Nidzwicki.
Yeah, if he's going for Nijavetsky.
I messed that one up.
Nijavetsky, we haven't seen him get much action in the receiving game either, but if he was going for him, it would have been it was well short too, so that ball not really catchable for anybody. 2nd and 10. There's Lawson in motion. A botched snap, but it is a false start, and the Cougars will take that because that would have been a scoop and score. I think we were going to get some trick play action on that one too. That looked like they were scheming up a direct snap to Josiah Lugo.
Yeah, first play into the game goes right to him there, but so which mistake would you rather take more here? I'll take the penalty rather than the turnover.
Absolutely. Keep the down. Only lose 5 yards then. What would have been another 7-point swing. 2nd and 5 at the 33. There's the snap. Bosch looking deep under pressure. He's going to take it himself. Bosch to the sideline, and he goes down at the 37. Brings it close to the line of scrimmage, and it'll set up 3rd and 11.
I saw his thought process there. Liked that he got the yards. Did see something down the field, but, throw on the run there. Not sure if he wanted to do that. Like his decision-making process there of playing it safe.
And the offensive line having of David. 3rd and 11. Bosch under pressure again, and he is lit up. The late rush and blitz from the secondary coming in. Scott Carter with the sack, and it's going to be 1st and the parking lot for the Cougars.
Yeah, right up the middle there. Brought a few. Never even had a chance to get the ball off there. That's that O-line that you're talking about there. Need to give him at least a chip or something. Saw Lugo chip on the far side, which good on him, but still not enough time to even make a thought there.
Yeah, here's the thing with that line. Wykier Jones was in the offensive line on that play. That's a low punt from Vanderblau. Cougar bounce. Williams trying to take it out. He's brought down at the 39. Not much of a return. But yeah, Wykier Jones in the game at left guard on that drive. And Jones is a player, wasn't starting, wasn't listed on the 2-deep, went out injured last week against Benedictine. So it looks like the Cougars just trying to figure out something on that O-line are just putting out an injured Jones who might not be 100%, but you got to try something. And so because so far this Aurora pass rush has been dominant. They'll rush it to Ramsey. He's taken down for a loss. Talk about defensive dominance. This Cougars run D has stayed incredibly effective so far today.
Yeah, it's a nice bright spot for him. Those 4 up front and the 2 behind him. Not allowing Ramsey to even get going here so far, but got to find ways to stop him the other way.
So it's 2nd and 12 for Aurora. There's a snap. Mickle keeps it, rolling out to the right. Short pass to Ramsey. He's going to have room to run to the left. Ramsey staying on his feet, and he's forced down out of bounds at the 43. Solid gain for TJ. Ramsey makes it 3rd and manageable at 6 to go.
I thought he was going to get a lot more out of that there. Great play on the backside. Looked like from 44.
Yeah, Mickle had time to second guess, and that's another RPO. Pulled it back from Ramsey. Saw the pass rush, little bit of hesitation from the Cougars' defensive line, trying to eye out the screen. And then they go. Then Mickle sends it on the check down. 3rd and 6. Everybody to the right except for one. And Coach Druick from Concordia saw something he doesn't like. And he's going to call the first time out for either team of the day. And with 44 seconds to go in the first quarter, we'll take a break up here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute. And we're back, 3rd and 6 for Aurora out of the timeout. Same formation, 4 right, 1 left, empty backfield. Snap, Mickle looking right, lets it fly, incomplete! Through the hands and dropped by Coronado. Great coverage from Hagen Washer.
Yeah, freshman stepping up, making a nice play there. That is that secondary play that this Concordia defense needs to stay in this game here. 40 seconds left in here, and they have Aurora coming in. Their second quarter is the highest scoring quarter this team has all year. Only one that they have in triple digits so far, so getting through at least the first quarter, but second quarter will be that major test.
Back to receive for the Cougs is Kevon Lawson. Kevin Landa getting his first action, punting it away for Aurora. And we're going to have a timeout. Delay of game tagged on the Spartans. And it looks like some of the Spartans players are on the field, are confused. If that is a genuine delay of game, that's an interesting call. But it's also possible that could just be a delay of game to give some more space for Landa to send it deep. You see that sometimes. 4th and 11 now. So a bit more space for Landa, and he will boot it away. It'll go down at the 30. Good bounce and roll for Aurora. All the way down to the 15. Can't get much of a better roll than that.
Yeah, 45-yard punt almost there from the Spartans, and a 30% of that was that roll there. Great hop and say smart play by Concordia. Don't know if I would have tried to pick it up and make a situation worse, but once again, not great starting position.
Yeah, we might have a dumb play for one of these teams. There's a flag out on the field. So it's unsportsmanlike conduct on the Spartans after the play. So smart play from Kevon Lawson to let it go, and all of that roll is taken back by an unsportsmanlike conduct, and the Cougars are going to start with the ball at the 30.
Yes, hey, some few penalties here going in their favor, getting them, say, the first down on the last drive there. Didn't do much with it, but now is starting here well better than it would have been there, and you're right, negating all of that roll.
1st and 10 at the 30 for the Cougars. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Snap, Bosch looking right, pass is caught. Going down at the 34 is Martinez. 2nd and 6 for the Cougars. We'll see if they try to get another play off. Clock winding down just past 20 now in the first quarter. Second and 6 under 10 to go. Cougars get lined up. Blitz coming. Bosch under pressure, and he's wrapped up and brought down.
Yeah, that one I did not like as much there. He had a lot more options than ducking and covering, but to protect the ball at all costs. Still would have liked to see him at least roll out through that left side there and try and pursue an option down the field.
I will say that's something we've seen from Bosch. When he comes pressure from the back, he loves to step up in the pocket and just get that extra second or two. With the way the offensive line's been playing today, the way the pass rush has been for Aurora, you can't step up in the pocket. You're not going to have that time. If you step into that trap, you're not escaping it. You maybe have a second before you're brought down. That's something that Colton Bosch is going to have to adapt to throughout today with a bit more of a chaotic offensive line, honestly. Not where that's been playing all year. And then the pass rush from Aurora just been elite. 4th sack of the day for the Spartans. And we'll take a break as we get ready for the second quarter. Actually, we won't take a break. Looks like they're already headed back out onto the field. So the Cougars will have 3rd and 11 to go to start up the second quarter. Concordia still scoreless. They trail Aurora 14-0. The Spartans, a couple passing, 1 rushing touchdown. A couple big passes to get a passing touchdown. Cougars have gotten past midfield once so far today. And right now it's 3rd and 11 for Concordia. 3 left, 1 right. Lugo in the backfield. Snap. Bosch looking deep to the right. Lets it fly for Randall. And it's just out of reach. Bosch puts too much under it. And they'll have to punt it away again.
Yeah, he had the separation. Randall got free and looked good for a split second there, but just out of his reach. Good throw by Bosch, showing he's got the arm talent to get it there. Just got to connect on that one.
Cougars still searching for the first big play on offense, as Dennis Vanderply will send it away again. That one low to the left, and that'll take a Spartan bounce, bouncing all the way past the 50. So Aurora will start with the ball in Cougar territory at the 48.
Yeah, one of those ones where you've got nothing to lose. We do love the punter. We've got, we love seeing him in action, but take those chances. It was 20, 15 yards there potentially in field position change, but still on the Cougar side of the field.
So 1st and 10 for Aurora at the 48. Spartans looking to make it a 3-possession game early. Snap, Mickle hands it off to Dones. Dones still going, and he's brought down at the 40. 8-yard gain on the end around to Dones. And it'll be 2nd and 2.
I like that there. He got the edge. One guy to beat and makes it a nice manageable 2nd down here. Can potentially take a shot if you're the Spartans.
Yeah, 2 right, 1 left. Look to Bright on the left. There's the snap. They'll just go up the middle with Ramsey. Easy first down for Ramsey and more. He's still going. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 30. So TJ Ramsey, 1st down and change for the back. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the Cougar 29.
Yeah, looking at that matchup on the left side, though, you got 6'5" Bright on 6'0" Hatchet there. And they have not utilized that at all. It was a 1 slant route to him there that they got, but switching it up now, Bright on the other side. But, yeah, they're sticking with the run here. See if they do try and take a shot to the end zone.
There's the snap. Mickle looking right. Bright, he has Bright. Mickle's going to run it himself. Lets it fly. Caught, dropped.
Great defensive play there. Jordan Lacey getting the hand in. Got his head around, found the ball, and knocked it out there. That is textbook defensive back play right there.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10 now, and there was a second there on that play. Connor Bright ran a great route, beat Jonathan Ungst on the right side, had about 6, 7, 8 yards of separation going into the end zone, and Mickle just missed it in the second it was open. 2nd and 10 now for Aurora. There's a snap, and around to Ramsey. Ramsey looking for a gap, has one. TJ Ramsey past the 10. Touchdown, Spartans. Untouched from 29 yards out. And it's a 20-0 game.
What a run there, showing off that prowess he has there. One guy to beat around the edge, and as soon as he got that edge on that O-line, he was off to the races. Nobody left for Concordia in the secondary to stop him there, and I say just a beautiful play call, beautiful run from Ramsey there. His 17th, I believe, of the season. Rushing touchdown on top of a few other receiving as well.
Brett Money looking to make it a 21-point game, and he does, drills it, and sends that one into the trees, trying to send that one to Division Street. As it's 21-0 Spartans, another big play for Aurora, and they're starting to put a lot of distance between them and the Cougars. And at the end of the day, you look at the total yards gained for these two teams so far. Aurora, they got 172 yards in total right now, 118 through the air. The Cougars, they've got 20 yards through the air. They got negative 14 yards on the ground, only 6 total yards of offense for the Cougars through that first quarter of play and the start of this second quarter. Not the day that Concordia has been wanting out there on the field on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you game plan for that type of quick passing or, say, running through that O-line there? You know, say, Coach hopefully had some plans for it coming in, but it's not working. Got to try something else on the other side of the playbook and just see if we can get Bosch some more time in there to process.
At the end of the day, Cougars, where they begin thoroughly most beat, like you mentioned, that pass rush has been dominant, and the Cougars haven't been able to figure out a way to work around it yet. Money will send it away again. Lawson and Lugo back to return again. Now go to Lawson this time, and he calls for the fair catch, able to grab it out of the air. So Concordia will start things up at the 25. That's where Colton Bosch will take his offense back out onto the field. As the Cougars still looking for a way to get something going on the offensive side of the ball.
I like to work in that little bit of motion, too, see if there's anything they can try and figure out from that defense there. It's been a lot of, just getting everything going, but adding in that complexity there, potentially if able, see if they can't find that spark.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 25 for Concordia. They'll go 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Brown in the backfield. It's Jacob Redmond in the backfield. And his senior day is going just like Colton Bosch's day is going. He keeps it on the QB option, and he is immediately wrapped up and brought down. Sack number 5 for the Spartans. So the Cougars, that brings them further down in their yards of offense gained.
Yeah, leaving out Redmond, though. I'm not sure if there's a drive thing for him there, but
we'll see what Jacob Redmond can do. There's a man in motion. Snaps on the ground. Redmond gets on top of it. It's another big loss for Concordia. And they're going to have, 2nd and Milwaukee out inside the 5. I mean, it's 3rd down, but yeesh.
3rd down and an acre at least here. That ball, I think, did not make it a foot off the ground.
No, it did not. Just a straight shot on the ground. And you see part of those changes. Jacob Garrison made the start at center. Trey Williams is in at center now, and he made that snap. There's the snap. Redmond under pressure. Escapes it, lets it fly. And it's incomplete. So it'll stay 4th and 30.
This one I think we can be a little more conservative on. I think we can punt this one away here, but and not taking the opportunities there, starting up at the 25 again and finishing the drive at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Dennis Vanderplow is getting a lot of action today.
From the back of his end zone now here. These are always some interesting type of special teams plays when you get backed up in your own end.
I mean, Dennis Vanderplow, his heel was maybe 2 inches from the goal line, and he has to jump up for it. A great play from Dennis Vanderplow. Now Williams, he's going to be brought down where he grabs it. And how about that from Dennis Vanderplow? Has to leap and high point that ball just to keep it in the end zone. And he's able to get it out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, avoids another 2 points on the scoreboard and pushes the Spartans out to at least the 40 here.
I mean, you start to get around that college level, the NFL level, and that center position, it starts to feel automatic. At the very least, maybe they can't block, but they can at least snap the ball. And you look out here today, and you see just how important that center's role actually is on the football field. And if you can't snap the ball cleanly, you're going to have a day like the Cougars have been having so far. Negative 14 total yards of offense for Concordia. Three-yard gain on the rush, 2nd and 7.
Aside from that big run, they're holding them to 3, 4, 5 yards a carry.
Yep.
Or 5 yards a carry, excuse me. And this defense is, despite the 21 points, they've been doing a decent job there of holding their own. But those big plays, like you were saying, are the ones that Concordia needs to get on.
Mickle lets it fly. Wide open Svoboda, who keeps turning into the end zone for a touchdown.
That is effort right there. That is pure drive. I am not going down mentality. And
yeah, he had Hagen Washer beat handily on the route. Washer catches back up, wraps him up at the waist, and Svoboda from about 6 yards out just starts dragging Washer all the way into the end zone. Incredible play from Svoboda, his second big reception of the day. And it makes it a 28-0 game in favor of Aurora.
Well, from rock bottom, you can only go up, right?
Cougars, a lot of space to move up then as they trail by 28. And we have seen the Cougars in this position before this season. That St. Norbert game, that Concordia, Wisconsin game, the Cougars fall into a big hole early on, and they've been able to get some big plays. They've been able to make it look competitive out of that. But still, it's never a place you want to be in, and it is a very big hole to have to work out of.
Yeah. Just want to focus on some, individualized efforts here and see if we can't find a way to get some first downs, string them together. But
yeah, you got to take it one play at a time at this point in the game. And yeah, the stats right now are not pretty. Negative 14 yards of offense. You haven't been able to really do anything, especially on the ground. And you just kind of got to put that in the past. You got to restart the offense. You basically, still have a chance to restart the offense because you haven't really gained anything. So let's start gaining something. One play at a time, 5 or 6 yards here and there. Move the chains, and the Cougars, they'll look to do that. Lawson takes the fair catch. Concordia will start things out at the 25 again.
We'll see who Hankins decides to bring back out here on this one.
And it looks like they'll be sending Colton Bosch back out with the offense. Nope, it looks like it will be Jacob Redmond staying under center for Concordia. Bosch going out for a second, then he comes back off.
Probably part of the huddle there, but giving Redmond some snaps here.
So Jacob Redmond, first set of downs on offense, didn't go the way he wanted, had some rough snaps to deal with. We'll see what he can do under center this time around. 3 men to the right, 1 to the left for Redmond. There's the snap. Redmond looking deep to the left. Has Randall on the sideline. A huge play, and the Cougars are past the 50.
There we go. One play, and he is now, I believe, the leading passer for that team there.
Just a dot and a fantastic catch for Randall through contact.
Oh, yeah, great adjustment. Found the back shoulder there, kind of turned around mid-play, and that's that individual effort there, going out and making a play for your team.
1st and 10 for Concordia at the Spartans 40. There's the snap. Redmond looking left again. This time it's caught on the short by Jackson.
Forward progress will call that 4 yards, but he got taken back another 8 after that or so.
2nd and 6 for the Cougars. They're getting things moving on offense now. Suddenly up to 21 yards of offense, so they've flipped that script in just 2 plays. 2nd and 6 for the Cougars. Lawson in motion, snap. They'll give it to Lugo, and he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that is his first rush of the day. I think the other one was a little bit of a pass it might have gone down as, but thought we'd see a lot more of him after the recent way it's been going, but it's like we're getting that sort of secondary offense in there now to see what they can try and stir up.
3rd and 7 to go. That's a 1-yard loss. It's a free play for the Cougars. Redmond lets it fly, and it's incomplete, out of bounds as Redmond was hit, but they do get the Spartans offsides. That'll be a 5-yard gain for the Cougars, and they'll get a do-over at 3rd and 2. You'll take the free play.
One of those ones where everybody didn't know whether the play was going to keep going again.
Yeah, these officials on those offsides, they have been a bit interesting with their timings on the call, as they're throwing the flags pretty much as soon as they see it, but not stopping the play. So 3rd and 2, empty backfield on the short yardage opportunity. 4 receivers right, 1 left. There's the snap. Redmond quick to the right, caught by Lawson. Kevon Lawson's first reception of the day, and it's a 1st down for the Cougars.
There we go. We're finding something there. Nice quick out. Offensive line held their own there and gave him enough time, and just a nice little all slants route there. Gives to the guy that looks the most open. Gives you a little confidence booster there if you're Jacob Redmond.
Yeah, and that one's just tough to cover. I mean, you run the 4 slants, and the defense got to pick someone to cover. They hone in on Jaden Taylor in the middle there. Lawson's wide open just to his right. 1st and 10, snap. Redmond looking deep to the right for Randall, and it's going to get the flag. Corey Randall wrapped up early, and that's going to set up the Cougars in the red zone.
Fans liking that one there after the potential missed one earlier. Looks like both refs saw the same thing.
Yeah. And you've been kind of been towing that line all day. You love some physical defense in the secondary, but at some point the receivers catch on to that. You can kind of play into that, and when you get deep balls like that, you play into the contact, you invite it, and you have a much likelier chance to draw the flag like Corey Randall does on that one.
Yeah, that was still a little short from Redmond, but playable enough that it was a catchable pass, and they could get the call for it. But leaving empty here is 3 in a row empty set.
This time it's 3 left, 2 right. 1st and goal from the 10. Snap. And Redmond, dangerous pass. Missed the target, sent it right into the coverage, and it splits a couple defenders and drops incomplete.
And not sure if that was a miscommunication for sure, but Martinez looked like he stopped his route. Yeah. Potentially could have been a cut back type of option there, but
still 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. 2nd and 9-ish, goal to go scenario.
4 out left.
Loving those empty sets. Jacob Redmond trying to do something with them, and he's just going to float it up for Randall! Corey Randall cooks a man and gets the touchdown.
Great one-on-one, identify that coverage, put 4 on the other side, attack the single guy on the right. Little contact there, but refs letting it go there, love it.
Yeah, and I think part of what you'll see there, those end zone fades, you know, you get a lot of contact, but also those usually go all the way to the corner. Right there, Corey Randall stopping just past the goal line. Oh, the PAT doesn't even get past the line of scrimmage. And here comes her return. Still going! Past the 50, finally brought down, so no 2 points for Aurora. Looked like a bad hold, and Marquez couldn't even get it off the ground.
The best thing about that is that 50-yard return is worth about as much as no return at all. So
Aurora gets a chance doing nothing with it. We get another look at that touchdown from Corey Randall, and you see just a normal end zone fade. Redmond immediately floats it up, and you look over in the end zone. Again, these fades usually go to the corner. Randall instead stopping just past the goal line, and the man in coverage going to ground. Maybe there was a push-off. Yes, but again, this has been a physical defense from Aurora all day. A lot of hand fighting, and if you're expecting that route to go to the end zone, all your momentum's going to the corner, and all it takes is a quick stop and maybe just a light nudge, and you're going to go down because you have to try and cut back onto that because you're expecting to go to the corner. So a great play design, great stop from Corey Randall, and the Cougars get on the board for the first time today. Bacon Kopf out to send it away. That's another short kick from Pagan Kopf, brought in at the 30. And Dones breaks the tackle. Lucius Dones going to the right. There's a flag out on the play. There's some fighting in the backfield now. What in the world is going on that return? Dones staying up for a while, brought down around the 50. There's a flag on the Cougars sideline by the 40. There were a couple players fighting in the middle of the field. Nothing happens there. Wild return, and we'll see what the call ends up being.
I looked like he might have stepped out there on the front side, but refs got to keep playing. Then a flag came in. And then you're right, yeah, number, it's like 93 on our team there. That's some words to say there. Potentially, yeah, Jamar Jackson getting into it, and that'll be coming back there.
Yeah, it's another special teams mistake for Aurora. As they'll get sent back to the 25. Looks like Charlie T. Cougars found a children's scooter and is having his fun in the bleachers for the Cougars. Got a unicorn on that, so Charlie T. having his fun here on senior day. Getting his last taste of the outdoors in football season. Oh, and he takes a fall. Charlie T. Cougar goes down outside of the end zone. Can't get the job done. We'll see if Aurora can get the job done here on their third possession of the second quarter. Mickle looking to the right, under pressure, steps out, rolling out, still on his feet, and he's going to go out of bounds around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good block from Bright there on the Spartan side there, protecting his quarterback after he was scrambling out, saw it, and looked like a dangerous potential blindside there, but just chipped him enough to be effective there.
Yeah, even a yard gained on that play is impressive for Mickle. Oh, it looks like they'll take that yard back, so Mickle gets nothing out of it. 2nd and 10 for Aurora. Snap, Mickle looking quick to the right, pass caught, and staying on his feet is Dones before he's finally brought down. There's a late flag off the end of the play.
From the secondary as well. There was nobody over by that
It looks like the official's indicating it's going to be against the Cougars. And yeah, it sounds like it's a face mask against Concordia.
Automatic first down there, too. It would have been a nice 3rd down and 5.
Instead, you get a fresh set of downs and you move up closer to midfield. Cougars do get the ball back after half, so if they can have a good performance here in the second half, keep it somewhat close, you'll have a chance to strike first in half number 2. But you got to keep it close, and you can't allow Aurora to score on all of their possessions in this half like they've done so far. 1st and 10 from the 42. 3 left, 1 right. Snap. Hand off to Ramsey to the left. Lot of space, and he's brought down just past the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard gain. Good tackle made by Devine Shearer.
I don't know, boss. Lovely fan commentary there in the background, but yeah, regardless, 1 punt so far from the Spartans there. Got to be able to force a stop and get him to give the ball back.
2nd and 8. It's a keeper for Mickle. Up the middle. On his feet. Brought down for a short gain. He was on his feet for a while. He just couldn't find a hole, though. Just following his center. Reese Womble just yard by yard by yard, and then he's finally brought down after a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 5 for Aurora.
Here we go. This is it right here. Midfield, could see him still going for it again on 4th, but a big stop here would make him at least have a decision. Avoid penalties at everything you can do.
Empty set for Mickle. Snap, he keeps it to the right. Luke Mickle going for a run. He has the 1st down. Defense wasn't expecting it, and it's going to be 1st and 10 past the 50.
A designed run the whole way, never even looked the other side there, and he's got some wheels there on the back end there.
I love that play design. You set up the trips on the right. You have all 3 receivers, nobody in the backfield, and the Cougars, they've slowed out on run D. They sell out on the pass coverage. And just nobody over on the right side of the field to close out Mickle's path.
Yeah, you let him run all the way down, and
that pass caught at the 40 by Svoboda for a short gain. So that's up about 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5.
On that 3rd down play, though, the 3 wide receivers, right as you were saying, they take all those defenders and, yeah, leave nobody there to tackle Mickle on the right side.
Yeah, that's a fun route. I actually like running that, good chunk in Madden or something. You run the flood, send everybody to one side of the field, and just take the QB, find the space, picks up about 10-ish yards, works out in the game, works out here for Aurora. Now TJ Ramsey's just going to take it up the middle, and he'll be stopped 1 yard short of a 1st down. Sets up 3rd and 1 or 2 to go.
Well, doing a good job of getting them to 3rd down.
This is probably 4th down territory for the Spartans. So big opportunity for the Cougars, but you got to stop 1 yard of gains across 2 plays. 2 receivers right, 1 left, stacked box. They'll give it to Ramsey, and he's got a beautiful fake for Luke Mickle. And Mickle, he's stopped. Is it enough for the 1st down?
Yeah, I had us faked out here in the booth. Ramsey had a touchdown on his side of the field, but Mickle took it.
And it is enough for a 1st down. The fake works just well enough. As there's Devine Shearer down on the field for the Cougars. As the training staff will head out to check on him. But yeah, I'm going to be honest, whenever Luke Mickle has pulled the handoff back from TJ Ramsey, it has been beautiful. Looks like a run the whole way. Ramsey, same position, same formation, same follow through, and Ramsey sticking with it as Mickle pulls it out at the very last second. And it looked like the Cougars defense, they didn't get faked out as much as us, but it faked him out just enough that he's able to get that extra inch or two he needs for the first down.
Yeah, it's still a great stand by that Cougars defense. Did not let them gain another yard, but all they needed was one. And new set of chains here for the Spartans.
4 minutes to go in the half. Aurora has been chewing clock on this drive. They'll give it to Ramsey out to the edge, and he's brought down just past the line of scrimmage. Great play from Hagen Washer on the tackle. And it'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, they are taking their time here. This has been at least a 5-minute drive here so far already.
Now, there's not much room for the Cougars to talk. They've been averaging in the negatives on yards per carry, but they have been holding the Aurora rushing offense to just 3.7 yards per carry, which is a very solid number. There's the snap. They'll go to Ramsey up the middle, and he'll pick up about 3 yards on the rush. It'll set up 3rd and about 7 to go.
The longest third down they've had here so far. This is where you make that stand. I know they've got that pretty good kicker on the backside there. Might be in his range now, but
this would be about a 45-yard field goal from where Aurora stands. Actually, more like a
50.
Yeah, you're on 50. 3rd and 7 for the Spartans. They'll stack the box. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Ramsey in the backfield. Snap, Mickle gives it to Ramsey, and he trips. TJ Ramsey trips. Luke Mickle just in shock, staring at the ball on the ground. And it's going to be 4th and 7.
He had a gap there. Trusted his running back to hit it, and not sure if it was the turf or his own feet there at Mickle on that one, but Ramsey goes down, and we got a 4th down opportunity here. Looks like they're still going to decide to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to take a 50-yard field goal. They don't believe it's necessary to punt right now. And we're going to get a timeout from, it looks like, Cougars. Coach Druick wants a chance to check in with his defense. Oh, it's not a timeout. It's a 2-minute warning. Aurora just chewing through the clock on that possession.
That was another 3 minutes gone there on this set of chains alone.
You know, Spartans doing a great job of just keeping that clock moving, getting closer to a win. And they get closer to half. 2-minute warning. 4th and 7. And they're going to go for it. They're sending out Brett Money. It's a 50-yard field goal attempt. And, I mean, we can't feel it up here in the box, but looking at those flags, it is still a pretty windy day.
Yeah, it looks like wind might be helping. Still no crosswind there.
And honestly, if you're a kicker, those crosswinds might be the worst ones. If it's straight on or if it's with you, you either get the boost or you just need to slice it through the wind. Crosswinds, that can blow that ball any which way. 50-yard attempt for the lefty kicker, Money. Kicks low, and it doesn't even make it to the end zone. Brett Money can't cash in on that one, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Go in there, partner. That's the best possible outcome for Concordia there. No points, stopped him there. I would have liked to see him hit a 50-yarder here, but can't say it's the worst-case scenario here. Concordia now a minute 55 to go down, and see if we can get this back in a 2-possession game by halftime.
And Cougars, good opportunity, 2-minute drill. Send Redmond out at QB. That's been working for the offense. And he had some big plays, too. He's shown the ability to move, flip the field quickly.
Here we go. Empty set and 4 to the side again.
There's a snap. Redmond, quick up the middle. Caught by Taylor. What a grab. On the slant, and it's a 1st down.
What a placement by Redmond. Not sure if that was the best choice to go with, but beautiful ball placement. Gets it where it needs to be, and an amazing catch there from Taylor, as you were saying.
Yeah, nearly picked off, but just stolen from the coverage. 1st and 10 at the 45. Snap, Redmond looking up the middle again, under pressure, escapes to the left, lets it fly, dropped. He had Lawson on the out, and Kevon Lawson just couldn't hang on. You got to make that catch.
Right off his hands, a little low on the run play, though. Beautiful escape of the pocket there by Redmond. Cannot underappreciate that one.
And honestly, that might be why we've been seeing a lot of Redmond just with that smaller size, a little bit more mobility. He's a bit more of a running QB than Bosch. You got to do something to escape the pocket with the way the pass rush has been for Aurora today. 2nd and 10 at the 45.
Yeah, Cheney been pretty much ineffective there since that first half of the first quarter.
There's a snap. Redmond, quick pass to Taylor again. He'll pick up 5 on this one, get to the 50. And we've also been going to a simpler playbook with Redmond at QB, and it's working again. I think we've seen just some assortment of quick slants and verts, and it's been working for Jacob Redmond. 4 receivers right, 1 left. Redmond looking to the right, pass caught by Lawson. It's dropped again. And he got hit immediately on that one. So Kevon Lawson is struggling to hang on right now.
Yeah, got to look at where that third defender is. They've got 3 lined up on the outside on 4 guys. High safety there is kind of taking the 4th guy as a man and coming down on him. But
yeah, 4th and 5 for Concordia. Minute left on the clock. Aurora might have a chance to score if they get the stop.
Still love this decision. Trust in Redmond. See what he can do.
Snap, Redmond looking right, rolling out, lets it fly. It's caught by Lawson, and he has the first down. Kevon Lawson moves the chains. It's 1st and 10 Cougars, and it stops the clock as he gets out of bounds.
And that's a great makeup catch for your quarterback there. Showing that trust you got in him. Short of the line as well, and he knew where he needed to be to get to the sticks. Great play, great catch, and great run.
Empty set, flipped, 4 left, 1 right. Snap, Redmond looking left all the way, caught by Martinez, who backtracks a little. It's going to be a 3-yard gain for the Cougars.
I will say the snapping has improved immensely over the course of this quarter.
Second and 7, 4 right, 1 left. Snap, quick pass up the middle, caught by Taylor again. That's going to be a first down. It's just the same play. It's like Coach Hankins, he's in the coach suggestions options. He's hitting A every single time on the quick slants, and it's still working.
He's just on recent plays and just, spamming the same one over and over again. I say until they stop it, though. Again, though, it's baiting them short. You throw one of those guys on a deep route there and attack that. So just some options that you do by doing that same repetitiveness over and over again. That time you change it, hopefully cash in on that expectation from the defense.
Yeah, they're going to need a deep ball on one of these. You've been getting 5 or 6 yards per play. It works until you run out of time. 30 seconds left in the half. 30 yards to go for Jacob Redmond and the Cougars.
Now clock stops on a first down here. Cougars used one of their timeouts earlier on in the half on that 4th down defensive play, so 2 left. Not sure if they used one there.
They did just use one. Cougars down to 1 timeout. So 1st and 10, 31 out. Same formation, 4 right, 1 left. 30 seconds to go. Snap, Redmond looking deep to the left, lets it fly! Caught on the sideline! Wes Jackson!
And a little bit of taunt after it, too, showing him who's boss on that one. 0 separation, great catch.
And you get the clock stopped as you move the chains. 1st and goal at the 5. Snap, Redmond, quick to the left. Jackson this time can't bring it in. And Wes Jackson still going back and forth with Mason Holbert as they get matched up again.
That one looked a little friendlier than the first time, but still some words to be exchanged.
They'll be matched up again on the left side. Jackson's still ISO over there. 4 to the right for Redmond. 2nd and 6. Goal to go. 15 seconds left in the game, in the half. Redmond looking right this time, and it's knocked down.
Another O-line skirmish there.
Coach Hankins not happy with something with the ref. Might be the clock not stopping. Well, it's going to be 3rd and goal.
One thing I've liked about Redmond so far is he gets that ball out fast.
Yeah.
He's finding the seams on that football, and he is delivering it. Maybe not on that one, but at least a very accurate ball with a quick release on that one there.
Cougars putting an extra man in the box. 2 receivers to either side. There's Lawson in motion. Snap, Redmond rolling out to the left. He's going to take it himself. And he's knocked out of bounds just a yard or 2 short of the end zone. So it's going to be 4th and 2. Clock stops with 6 seconds left. So 1 play left for Concordia no matter what. You score, you turn it over, or the game might end if the play takes 6 seconds. Cougars still waiting for the play call, and they're going to call a timeout. And
yeah, why not use it now?
Yeah, you might as well. Looks like that O-line's gas. Zeke Pearson throwing his hands up as the coaching staff's talking to him. He might want to break. That line might want to break. They have been doing a lot of running on this drive.
Yeah, Redmond looked dead to rights back there and somehow turned it into a positive play. Down to the 2 there, so got some pretty decent yardage on that run, but did not expect that one from the snapshot we saw of him on the backfield.
He was fully turned around 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 2 free rushers have him dead to rights. And this looks like, I mean, for in one hand, you have Jacob Redmond. You have him out there on his last game of his career. You're giving him the snaps. You're giving him the opportunity. On the other hand, it's a QB change out of necessity because at the end of the day, Colton Bosch just doesn't have the mobility right now to be able to escape the pass rush like Jacob Redmond's been able to.
Yeah, that change sparked something here, revitalized some of that offense, and yeah, I'm up and like what I'm seeing, a 4 stack here coming out of the break.
4th and goal, 2 to go. Taylor in motion, snap, Redmond lets it fly in. It's caught! Jackson Martinez brings it down. What did we just see on that play? What just happened out there?
Wow. I am speechless. That's something you see in a movie's 8.8 seconds left in the half. Deflected up, toe tap touchdown. Martinez, you've got to be kidding me.
And Marquez, he gets the PAT that time. Cougars. Okay, here's the replay. I thought this ball was incomplete at maybe 2 separate times. We'll get the replay in a second. But here it is. And, it's a quick pass up the middle. You're going to Corey Randall. And, goes off Randall's hands. There's Taylor in motion. Quick up the middle. Off Randall's hands. Think it's incomplete. Martinez gets up there. Looked like he bobbled it. Thought he was down out of bounds. Manages to bring it in. I mean, like you said, that's the play you don't really see in real football.
No, that is typically scripted at the end of a movie there to win the championship. This one, last play of the half, 4th and goal. Tipped just perfectly in the direction of the last receiver that's over there. And having the awareness to be able to keep your feet in bounds on that one.
Yeah. I mean, Jackson Martinez, he's been one of the top receiving options on the roster all year for the Cougars. Hasn't really had that breakout game yet. Makes the biggest play of his young career on that catch.
2-possession game.
And in a first half that has just felt like everything that could go wrong did go wrong for Concordia. Yeah, 2 possessions. You bring it within 2 touchdowns as you go into the locker room.
Yeah, and you get the ball, as you were saying, start out fresh. And I'm hoping we see Jacob Redmond coming out of that locker room revitalized here.
So Pagankoff will send it away. Jacob Redmond. Fantastic half. It's a squib kick. Man, it's too bad the half's over because the Cougars recover the kick.
Wow. That will end the half exactly as you were saying, but that is one of those things I do miss about college football from the NFL is that you can do those onside kicks whenever you feel like it. Don't have to declare. Makes it a lot better for the sport, and what a play.
Cougars, Aurora, they come out big, go up 28-0 on the Cougars. Luke Mickle, 124 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. TJ Ramsey, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And then Jacob Redmond comes in for the Cougars and puts on a show in the second quarter. 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he's got the Cougars in striking distance as they head to the locker room. We'll head to halftime on the field. We'll head to halftime up here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back just before things get going in the second half for the rest of the matchup between the Cougars and the Spartans. Make sure to come back right at the end of the halftime. And welcome back to River Forest here at Concordia Stadium for half number 2 between the Cougars and the Spartans. Aurora leads 28-13. They were on a 28-0 run to open the game. Cougars answer back with 13 after the QB switch. Jacob Redmond under center, and he has looked great out there for the Cougars. And he'll get a chance to start off with the ball to start the second half, as Aurora and Brett Money will send it away to the Cougars.
Yeah, this is a huge drive right here for Concordia.
And Josiah Lugo takes the fair catch. We've seen that from him and Lawson back within the 5. They call for the fair catch. Look like they're catching a pass, going up over the shoulder for it, and that'll start the Cougars at the 25-yard line. Well, yeah, like you were saying, Adam, this is going to be an all-important drive for the Cougars.
Yeah, see what they come out with here. See if they keep doing it, what it was that we were talking about before the half, that same game plan here. Try and incorporate the run a little bit there, but they're liking that empty set out back and say what? Don't fix what isn't broken, you know.
And they're not doing it. They're going to go with 4 receivers left, 1 right, and nobody in the backfield to start out this drive. We'll see how Aurora adjusts to it, and you see only rushing 3 now. There's the snap, quick to the left of Lawson, and it's on the ground. They'll say he caught it, so it'll be a loss of 3.
Yeah, not ideal on that one. I don't think he caught it, but
either way, not the play you want. So 2nd and 13 now for Concordia. 3 right, 1 left, 2 left. There's the snap. Redmond quick to the left. Caught by Taylor on the sideline. Taylor able to get to the 30. He picks up 8, makes it 3rd and 5. And here we go again, Adam. The quick pass out. We saw a lot of slants in the second quarter. There goes an out. But again, quick pass. 5-ish yards. Sets up a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, it takes back what they lost on that 1st down here. Gets a nice manageable one, as you were saying. Got to get past that first set of chains here on that first drive. Give yourself that confidence.
5 receiver set again. There's the snap. Redmond quick to the left. Caught by Taylor. Did he get the 1st down? He reached out, and they're going to spot him short. I don't think he had it, but I think he was a bit closer than that. They're going to spot him over a yard short. 4th and 1. They'll keep the offense out there.
I like it.
Yeah, never even considering sending out the punt team. Again, 3 right, 2 left. Snap on the ground. Redmond picks it up. Under pressure. He's got to do something. Escapes Cheney. Lets it fly. It's caught by Lawson. Senior day magic for Jacob Redmond, and he connects on the big play.
Oh, my Jacob Redmond. Just when you think the play is dead, even with the ball in the air, hard to think anybody was going to come down with that. What a pass. What a elusive backfield from Jacob Redmond.
Yeah, we were talking about it during halftime. The only reason that this play's been working for the Cougars is they've been getting more consistent snaps. If you don't get that snap right in your hands, you don't have time to get the quick pass. They can't get the quick pass, and he still manages to get the 1st down. Redmond, it's a QB keeper. He's got space to the right, and he's brought down. And there, the Cougars incorporate the run, and it's with the QB as they keep the empty set.
Yeah, they're sticking with that one formation there and just running plays off of it. Never know what they're going to come out with in that, but I like what they're doing here. Keeping it simple, making sure that Redmond can stay on top of his game.
Yep. 2nd and 3 at the 34. Four left, 1 right. There's a snap. Redmond quick to the right. It's over the head of Jackson. And it'll fall incomplete. Sets up 3rd and 4.
That's one of those things about halftime is you got to find that rhythm that you were in before you took those 15, 20 minutes off. While it was working, find that rhythm again. Go through the motions. collect the ball, throw the ball, make an accurate pass.
And it looks like Aurora adjusted a bit, but still struggling to keep up with what is a very unique style of play right now coming from the Cougars. 3 left, 2 right. Snap, Redmond. Lot of time, has to roll out to the right, and he's going to throw it away. Incomplete. It was caught by Fabian Mosley, but he went down out of bounds. As you hear again that fan commentary, a little bonus to you listening on the Cougar Sports Network today. Cougar fans very much into the last game of the season. It'll be 4th and 3. 4 left, 1 right. Another 4th down conversion opportunity. And they get him off sides. It's a free play. Redmond goes deep. Incomplete.
And a flag.
And they're going to get the pass interference too.
Injured down over there in the corner, but
yeah, Mason Holbert tagged with it. Wes Jackson still down, but it's going to be a big gain for the Cougars. I mean, already incredible enough. You got them to jump off sides on the 4th and 3. So no matter what, you have the first down. That's hard in and of itself. But then you get the big play opportunity, and you just chuck it up there, and it's not caught. But it's another pass interference, and Wes Jackson now having to get helped off the field as the injuries just keep coming for the Cougars.
That's another leg one as well. We still never saw that first wide receiver come back into the game from that first leg injury. This one looks exactly the same.
And again, Holbert, he's not happy with the call, but again, this is an Aurora secondary that has been very physical, and regardless if you want to make the argument that it's hand fighting, he is grabbing and pushing Wes Jackson and preventing him from trying to catch the ball.
And it was a great notice there. Redmond, as soon as he saw that offsides, gave the receiver at that go ball signal there, had it one-on-one on the outside, and say, we'll take that 15 yards over the free 5 any day.
Yeah, QB Colton Bosch and the coaching staff carrying Wes Jackson off the field. Not the day that Jackson's going to want his day to end, but it might just end. But the Cougars inside the red zone with Jackson's efforts after the penalty. So it's a pass interference on the free play. They decline the offsides. They take the pass interference. 1st and 10 at the 19. 4 left, 1 right. Snap. And Randall escapes the pressure, lets it fly. Caught by Lawson. Jacob Redmond looking like Harry Houdini right now. And it's another first down. Oh, they'll give it 2nd down, but still another gain. I mean, the pressure has stayed the same, but Jacob Redmond is just finding the sliver of space he needs to escape.
Yeah, where Bosch was going down, running into those guys earlier, he is escaping that last-second pressure there, finding a way. That was impressive there. Did not think he was going to make it out of that pocket.
2nd and 1 to go at the 10. 4 right, 1 left. Redmond looking left, going to Randall. Caught. Randall reaching. Touchdown, Cougars! Corey Randall fights for it. And Concordia, pending the PAT, is within 1 score.
Yeah, same situation again. Quick snap, quick out. Go for that single guy on the left side, and it tacked him. Had 2 different Spartans on him there. What a reach. And I was to say, is this where we go for 2, try and get it back, and see what it is? It looks like Redmond staying on the field for it.
Yeah. So the Cougars going for 2. You start at the 3-yard line. And they're staying in that formation, 4 left, 1 right. There's the snap, flags out. And it looks like that's going to be delay of game against the Cougars. Sloppy mistake on Concordia's end. And now you're going to take the PAT, go for the 2-point conversion the next time you get a touchdown.
Yeah, smart play there. If you don't get it, what you need, kick the extra point, live to see another day, still one possession down.
Yeah, it's not worth trying the 2-point conversion from 7 yards out, which is where they'll be kicking from. So Diego Marquez, he's 1 for 2 on PAT attempts so far today. Make it 2 for 3. Marquez drills it, and the Cougars within 8. Concordia Chicago marches down the field and puts it in the end zone. It's 28-20.
Yeah, 20 unanswered points now from the Cougars. The Spartans' offense hasn't touched the ball since 2 minutes left in the first half. And, we've taken 4 minutes off the quarter here. 2 great drives as well. We'll have to see what they come out with here and see if we can keep that momentum. But you've got them on the ropes. Take advantage of it here as this Cougars defense comes out hopefully well rested.
And, your storyline of the day so far, it's Jacob Redmond. He's not the starter. You thought we'll see him get some snaps today. It's senior day, but Colton Bosch is the number 1 option. He'll be out there. Bosch struggles, partially because he's struggling, partially because the pressure coming from the pass rush is incredible from Aurora. They get 4 sacks in 1 quarter alone. You put in your mobile QB in Redmond in his last game of his career, and suddenly he's at 172 yards, 3 touchdowns, led 20 unanswered points, and you're within 1 score.
Yeah, as I say, no mistakes, almost a perfect QB rating there. Only one that we could think of is, the center there had the issues off early on. It's been nothing but perfection from him here, as close as we could say. He's making the right decisions, seeing the guys, and sometimes with 5 options out there.
And
onside kick, tried it again.
Didn't work this time, so the Cougars will give the Spartans great field position, and that one Marquez Pagankoff just couldn't get any bounce on it, couldn't get any awkward spin on it. So easy pickup for the Spartans, and that's where Liam Mickle, who his team looked to be in the driver's seat. You're up 28-0. You might be thinking, I'm going to get to rest in the second half. We can let Reese Wagner come in and take over. Suddenly, you only have a 1-touchdown lead, and you've got to score something to try and kill the Cougar momentum. Ramsey up the middle, nowhere to go. Falls forward for a yard, but that run D comes through again, and
Shearer having himself a game. Like I said, those top 6 right up there in the box, they've been controlling this Spartans offense here all day. See if that secondary once again can hold up here as we get deeper into the second half.
Aurora, they're at 69 rushing yards on the day. They're averaging 3.3 yards a carry. Most of those yards coming from just 1 or 2 rushes. They're not able to push the ball up the middle like they want to. They go to Ramsey again, and he's going to only pick up 3 again. He had a gap, and the rush defense was still able to trip him up.
Yeah, I don't know how much more you want for somebody like TJ Ramsey. You had all that space in front of you, and Concordia closed the gap there on that one. Made it 3-yard gain, as you were saying, and yeah, nice 3rd and 6 here.
They'll shorten it to a 2-yard gain, so 3rd and 7. No, they'll go back to a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 6, a chain gang going back and forth. 3rd down, 6 yards to go, just past midfield. 3 right, 2 left, empty backfield.
Trying the Concordia special here.
Snap, Mickle looking left, caught, falling for the first down is Dom Coronado. And you needed that from the Spartans. All momentum going the other way, and you finally pick up a good chunk play.
Yeah, hard to figure out what kind of defense to go for. Obviously, the Spartans haven't figured out, but you've got that 5 wide. I say, are you playing in that zone category, trying to, watch out where they're going for, see if you can find those gaps, but just couldn't get to that guy in that little hitch route there.
There's the snap. Mickle keeps it, tripped a bit, able to get back up, and he's going to make it 9 yards. Brought down on the sideline for a 9-yard gain on the keeper. Sets up 2nd and 1.
And that's the thing about Ramsey. He runs the ball like he has it in his hands. He's up the middle. He's fighting for yards there. And Mickle going the other way actually has the ball there. That's that deceptive practice that they've got, really committing to the bit.
2nd and 1 to go. 2 right, 1 left. Snap, Mickle gives it to Ramsey up the middle. And this time he's able to fall forward for a good gain. 5 or 6 yards, 1st down, knocking on the door of the red zone. Well, that 3rd down conversion, all the more important now is Aurora looks to have found a groove. They'll keep the same formation. Coach Druick sees something. Mickle pitching to Ramsey. Ramsey going to the left sideline, spinning, but he's still brought down at the 21.
Good hit there by Shearer. Like seeing that physicality there. Only guy that was really out there to stop him and made the solo tackle there. Good play from him, keeping him within the chains.
And it looks like Coach Druick saw something that could be going in the deep option. And you've got to see that. This Cougars defense, the safeties are staying deep. Everyone else is selling out on the run, and it's working so far. Two receivers either side. Snap. They'll go to Ramsey up the middle. Mickle keeps it. Mickle to the edge for a first down. Another QB keeper on the option. It's enough to get a first down and put Aurora in the red zone.
Yeah, that left linebacker for Concordia selling out for the run coming up the middle there. That's twice now that they beat him outside to the left. Potentially maybe hanging out there an extra second just to see if you can be effective on that outside rush edge.
Yeah, we're watching a chess match of offensive play and calling between these coaching staffs right now. They've both made their adjustments. We're seeing the QB option a lot more on this drive from Aurora. Mickle keeps it up the middle himself again. And he's going to be brought down about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Looks like they'll give him 3, set up 2nd and 7 at the 12. And I say this is probably not 4th down territory if the Cougars can get to 4th down. This is very much within Brett Money's range. Thing is, Aurora doesn't usually have to take field goal attempts. They can usually get it in the end zone. There's a snap. Mickle. This time he gives it to Ramsey. Wide open all the way to the end zone. TJ Ramsey responds and gets Aurora back up by 2 scores.
Yeah, that's a hat trick for him here today. It doesn't get much better of a performance than that from the ground aspect there. Not too many yards per carry, as you were saying, but finding the end zone here to cap off these drives. And you're right, partner, it's turned into a shootout here. Over 50 points scored in this one, and we're still 7:20 left to go in the third.
Brett Money out for the PAT. And it kicks up, and good. Brett Money drills it. And it's a 35-20 lead for the Spartans. And the Cougars at big 0 on the board from the first quarter, kind of haunting Concordia right now as you finally found a way to be able to punch back and forth, but you're still in a 2-possession hole. They'll look to respond as they'll get the ball back off the kickoff.
And now you have to respond,
Yeah.
right? Is that before that, you still had the time, scored the touchdown. It wasn't necessary. Now you have to respond to that last one there. Keep it where it is, essentially, and then try and get your defense to get a stop on the other side.
Yeah, TJ Ramsey now on the day, 83 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns for the back.
And those longer rushes push his average up there, but still on those ones, Concordia's getting them. And say they got into that option there on that last drive and kind of threw that defense for a little bit of a loop.
Yeah. Money sends it away. That'll go to Lugo, calls for the fair catch. And the Cougars will start out at the 25-yard line. We'll see Jacob Redmond take what has become his offense today back out onto the field. 3 straight scoring drives and 3 straight touchdowns for CUC.
Well, the other thing we've seen is that both Lugo and Brown, with this five option set here, they've been held to the sideline. They're not out there. They're not a threat in that run game as much as they normally would. It's kind of taken that aspect out of it. But again, whatever's working for the team, keep it going. But just something they have not been on the field much here since that first quarter.
4 left, 1 right. Start 1st and 10 at the 25. Snap. Redmond, he's going to take it himself up the middle. And it's a short 3-yard gain for the QB. And reason that those running backs are staying off on the sideline. 4 sacks for Aurora. We talked about the pass rush. The run defense has also been phenomenal. 11 tackles for loss on Aurora. They forced the Cougars 56 yards lost just through tackles for loss alone. That is an incredible number, and that's why you're not seeing those running backs out there, because there's nothing they can really do against this Aurora defense so far today. Well, there's Jerron Brown dropping into the backfield. First time we've seen him there in a while. They're going to run it with Brown, and he's brought down for a loss. Make it tackle for loss number 12.
Hey, don't fix what isn't broken in that sense. They're coming right back off. We'll get another wide receiver on, but yeah, it's those quick ones there. Potentially even use them to a chip block or add an extra blocker in there for him, but that's about it. We're giving him more targets out there to look for with those 5 receivers.
Yeah, I kind of understand that from Coach Hankins' perspective. You know, that you haven't run it a while, try and catch him off guard, but still not working. 3rd and 8 for Redmond and his offense. Snap, Redmond looking left, under pressure, escaping to the right. He's going to let it fly deep, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. So here comes Dennis Vanderplow, and the Cougars 3 and out, have to punt it away.
Less than ideal there. Now the defense needs to take that step as well. Offense didn't come on that drive here. Just hate to see all that good effort and momentum go to waste there if this does get back to a 3-possession game.
Cougars defense going to have to put up a stand.
Now 2 returners back there on the punt for the Spartans.
Vanderplow, high snap. He sends it away. Good punt from Dennis Vanderplow. And it's dropped! And the Cougars recover it! Starling Williams through his hands. And it's a turnover. Dennis Vanderplow. A great punt.
Just when you think the rally's dead, you come out and you get something like that.
And again, you can't talk enough about how that punt from Dennis Vanderplow forces that an absolute nuke, more than 50 yards in the air. And it's also just slicing straight down. It's high, it's dropping fast. You send it so deep that Williams has to track back on it. And those are hard balls to catch. If it's straight vertical, diving to the ground. And he can't do it. And the Cougars coverage team picks it up. And now suddenly it's 1st and 10. Concordia at the 31. Redmond takes the snap. Rolling out to the left. Lets it fly deep for Lawson. Touchdown Cougars! Kevon Lawson, a 31-yard grab. And we're back to a 1-score game.
How did he catch that?
I mean, we're seeing miracle catch after miracle catch for the Cougars. It looked like that was almost picked. That was an underthrown ball. And I think that the secondary from Aurora might have thought, oh, someone else is going to knock that down. And they both just kind of back off. It slides through, and Kevon Lawson, 1 play, 1 touchdown.
Right between them, there was not even enough room to fit 2 footballs between there. That's crazy space recognition there. And
what is going on?
Penalty again.
Coach Hankins is furious. He's adamant that the play clock was never reset, and something's going on out there, because you don't really ever see 2 back-to-back 2-point conversion attempts go for a delay of game.
I don't know if that clock starts right from the time that they get in the end zone or what, but
I mean, this Cougars team, they've been undisciplined in the past, but this is an uncharacteristic error even for a bad high school team. And it looks like they're going to pick up the flag. So it's a timing error. Not a delay of game. So the Cougars will still go for 2 from 3 yards out. They're going to go with that 5-man set. 1 tight end in, 2 receivers to either side. Lawson in motion. Snap, Redmond rolling to the right, under pressure, and he's wrapped up. They finally get to him on the 2-point conversion, so it's not a one-possession game that stays at a 9-point gap, but it's still a massive momentum swing for the Cougars, and this game has been back and forth since the start of the second quarter.
Oh, an absolute spectacle to watch. 2 insane plays in the span of 1 drive. I say we saw Vanderplow working on that at halftime there, getting that sort of spin that you were talking about. And as me and you figured out before the game, that sun is not at a great angle. Also could have played a factor in that one there, but it's come out here, making it a little bit warmer and getting in the eyes there. But I say in the secondary follow-up there, Lawson cannot underscore how big of a catch that was. Both of us up here thinking that one was on the ground, intercepted, and he walks into the end zone with it. Huge drive for Concordia there.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly probably the warmest day we're going to have for the rest of the year up in Chicago. And things are heating up between the Cougars and the Spartans. Aurora still leads by 9, 35-26. Cougars trying to punch back as Vincent Pagenkopf out to send it away. And they'll just boot that one back to the end zone. It doesn't make it to the end zone. They've got to return it. Ooh, a massive block laid down. Ooh, Dom Coronado goes down at the 20. That's almost, you can almost have an argument for offensive targeting on that block. But it'll be 1st and 10, Aurora at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, still better than a fair catch in that sense in terms of what they got. But, yeah, not sure what he was doing, if he was just expected to go in the end zone. But great spin control there.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 21. Liam Mickle takes his squad back out onto the field, looking to punch right back.
Yeah, everybody else on the line in that too-high safety look continues.
He keeps it, and he's going to send it out to the check down. Ramsey on the sideline has a 1st down. So they get all the yards back. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35. First and 10. Snap, Mickle gives it to Ramsey out to the edge. He's got another gap as he's forced out of bounds. We'll see if they give him enough for the 1st down or spot him a yard short. It looks like they'll spot him a yard short.
Yeah, he's starting to take over a little bit here, running a lot more yards per carry in this second half here. A lot of it's been to the outside as well. Cannot find anything up the window.
2nd and 1. Mickle keeps it, has the 1st down, and more. Mickle still going all the way to the Cougar 36. A huge gain on the keeper.
Yeah, that's just demoralizing for a defense. You think you got it locked down, and the secondary running back has come out of the woodwork here in this game, and they did not start with this option at all. This has been a transformative thing here, kind of just like the Cougars offense have done, finding what's working.
Mickle dropping back, looking deep under pressure, rolling out to the right. He's going to let it fly out of bounds, just throws it away.
A good smart choice there. Doesn't take loss of yards, doesn't try anything to force, and he'll try it again on 2.
Yeah, we haven't seen much passing from Aurora, at least deep. And, again, you look back at that first half, the passing numbers were great in the first half for Aurora, but it wasn't a consistent passing game. It was more so a run for 1 yard, busted play. Oh, we get a 30, 40-yard completion. Oh, another big play. And it was all coming off of these long passes, not a consistent passing game. Here's another big run, and Ramsey all the way home up the middle for a touchdown. So this running game that just struggled up until this half has come alive and gashed the Cougars. Aurora up to 41.
Yeah, little Wendy's 4 for 4 there. 4 touchdowns for number 4 today. And he is not stopping there, carrying this team just trying to stay ahead of this Concordia offense that's found their rhythm here. The running back has come alive here, as we knew he would at some point in this game.
Yep, TJ Ramsey now 176 all-purpose yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns, and then 37 passing yards as well. And
forgot about those ones.
He's having an incredible day out there on the field. And it's a 16-point lead for the Spartans.
And as you were talking about, a lot of those players of the week coming against the Cougars here in recent weeks, and most likely another continuation of that here if this performance holds up here and the Spartans do hold on for the win. But man, this game's not over yet. Still 4:50 in the third, and it's, as you said, it's been a shootout. Things could change in the span of one play.
Brett Money out to send it away. Lawson Lugo back to receive. Liam Mickle, those passing numbers have not changed much since the first half. 146 yards, 2 touchdowns and interceptions. So Jacob Redmond now, he's about to head back out on the field. 204 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Getting it with his legs, though. He's the second leading rusher on that team here today, and 5.5 yards per carry as a quarterback is nothing to scoff at.
Absolutely not. It's fair catch for the Cougars again. They'll start things off at the 25 again. And that rushing game is proving to be the difference now between these two squads. The Cougars, they've finally gotten up. They're outgaining the Spartans in the passing game, but that rushing game, totally different story. A plus 200 rushing yards margin in favor of the Spartans. They've got 178 yards on the ground. The Cougars still at negative 22. Nothing happening on the ground. We've seen it kind of since the start of the second quarter. The Cougars aren't even trying on the ground anymore. They will there. Jacob Redmond, he's still going. And he's brought down at the 30. So 5-yard gain, cutting back and forth a bit. So they'll do something on the ground.
Yeah, no, I just would not want to see this game end with negative rushing yards there. And if you can pull off a win with negative rushing yards, then by means, all power to you in that sense. But is not usually the good formula for a winning football game.
No, the problem for the Cougars now seems to be, even if you do score every possession, can you stop the Spartans? Snap, Redmond looking left, quick pass, incomplete. Flags out on the play, and it's going to be a false start against the Cougars. Redmond's yards from the rush will go back. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Say for 3 out of 5 backups, it has been better than expected, I would say there. A penalty every now and then. Not to be expected, but understandable here with this team. But
yeah, just 5th penalty called on the Cougars today. 4 left, 1 right. Snap, Redmond under pressure, rolls out to the right. Still on his feet, he's going to take it himself. He's got space. He cuts out of bounds at the 31.
Good, smart running there.
Make it 3rd and manageable.
Thought he might have had Martinez sitting in there, but potentially the same amount of yardage that he got out of it anyway.
Doesn't want to risk the big hit. He takes it out of bounds, makes it 3rd and manageable. These 4 or 5 yard gains, that's what the Cougars have been hitting like bread and butter since that second quarter. 4 left, 1 right. Redmond under pressure. He's not going to escape it this time. Brought down. Jarrett Delros on the sack.
That is one of those things that has not been happening quite a bit, and when it finally does again, that is drive killer at best.
So Dennis Vanderplow, he's out to punt it away again. Last time he punted away, it was muffed. Cougars recovered. And this time there's only one man back to return for Aurora, and they're sitting back, further back than last time. They're going to put a bit more respect on Vanderplow. There's another punt. That's another good one. It's muffed again! Oh, and the Cougars can't recover. But whew, you got to change the return, man, after that one. That is a rough run of it.
I'll say Vanderplow's putting some type of special sauce on that ball there. That is bouncing right out there and around. Could not get it so close to. I say that's a 50-yard play in both of those situations there. If they get the ball back.
I mean, you're sitting there, and again, like I didn't say it. I wanted to say you're not going to see two muffed punts on back-to-back plays, except we did this time. However, the Spartans recover, so they'll be able to get back out on the field, try to put up another tutty. But man, 2:50 left on the game clock for the third quarter. Two receivers to either side. Snap, they'll give it to Ramsey. Oh, nope, it's a keeper for Mickle. Mickle cutting up field. It's a 5-yard gain.
That's one of those things that I'd like to see more of, trying to get that ball out there. Injured player down in the backfield.
Yeah, and the injuries just keep stacking up for Concordia. Looks like it might be Louis Mobley down in the backfield. So they'll check on him. They'll take a break on the field. We'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute. Second and 3 to go. Snap. Mickle keeps it, lets it fly. Dropped. He had Lucius Dones dead to rights, and Dones just can't hang on. It was a low pass for Mickle, and it's going to set up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, did nice adjusting back to it there. Just kind of bounced off the shoulder pads there right in front of him, and haven't seen too many drops here tonight from either team here, but I think that's got to be one of the first from the Spartans.
Coach Druick running down, changing the play call for the defense. Cougars show blitz. Ramsey up the middle, and he just gets enough for the first down. And again, they try one pass. It doesn't work out. You go back to the rushing, and you get the first down.
And move the chains, keep the clock moving here.
So 1st and 10 now at the 48. Snap, Mickle keeps it himself. Looking deep, lets it fly. Caught, he's got Bright. Connor Bright staying on his feet, finally brought down at the 24, and they get the big target again.
Yeah, seems like it's with ease. They choose to go deep, they get it. Selling out on the run so much, and that is the way that offense is supposed to work there.
I think something else we're seeing here is a bit of the consequences of that first quarter. The defense on the field so much because the offense is struggling, and it's at the point where now the defense is gassed and is struggling to keep up. 1st and 10 at the 23. Hand off to Ramsey, cuts back up the middle, and it's a short gain.
Still 2 possessions right now. In field goal range, but
any score here would make it a 3-possession game. 2nd and 7 now. 3 left, 1 right. There's a snap. Mickle looking deep, up the middle, caught for the touchdown. Dom Coronado splits the defense, and Aurora, another score on the board. It's a 3-possession game.
Play action. What a pass. Yeah, you're right down that middle area, right along the hash, and from our vantage point, it looked like there might be some coverage there, but the way that zone was being played took the outside guy, and right up the middle, as you were saying, for Mr. Coronado here, his first touchdown of the evening.
So Brett Money looking to make it a 49-point day for the Spartans. Kicks up and good. Brett Money stays clean from PAT. It's 49-26, Aurora. And again, you look at the pass and just Coronado up the left splits the defense. And he wasn't wide open, but he had enough separation, perfectly placed in it, and a dot from Mickle, to that credit. Just a laser up the middle, right on the numbers.
Yeah, that's how you attack that too-high safety look there. You take the one safety to the corner with another route, delayed route over the middle there. The second safety has to come over and kind of fight that off, and right between the two, nice pass, and 7 more points on the board. (49-26). Cougars going to get ready to send their offense back out on the field towards the end of the 3rd quarter. I did score 20 in a quarter. They are going to need another one of those.
They'll send that over to Lawson. And Lawson's going to bring it up. Looking for a gap to the left, staying on his feet. Still on his feet. Kevon Lawson to the sideline. And finally brought down out of bounds. A big return all the way to the 37.
That is one guy who is having himself a game. Lawson, as we talked about in the pregame, knew he was going to have to be big. He has done that, stepped up in a huge way for both of his quarterbacks, and now in the return game as well.
Yeah, it hasn't felt like an insane game from Lawson because it's just been consistent. He hasn't had one of those 50-yard, 60-yard touchdown passes. Instead, 32-yard touchdown pass, but it's those 10-yard passes. He's consistent. He's the option that the QBs have, and then the value he provides in the return game when he gets the opportunity to return. 1st and 10. Snap, Redmond, quick look to the left. Incomplete at Randall's feet. Sets up 2nd and 10.
It was at the height for Jaden Taylor, but at the direction of Randall. And
now do it again. 2nd and 10 at 37.
Best thing is no time comes off the clock here, so.
Yeah, but you got to be as efficient as you can down this big. They'll pull back, rush 3. Randall going to keep it himself and just nowhere to go. The pass rush breaks through again, and it's a loss of yardage. I think Jacob Randall, he saw the 4th rusher back off, saw it go down to just 3 rushers, which leaves the box open, but just wasn't able to find the gap when he broke away first. And then the rush breaks through, and you're not able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to take some time here, see what they can muster up. I think it's going to take it to the quarter, or?
Clock stopped for a minute. Looks like we got some lag on the scoreboard. But the clock will keep running all the way. The 4th quarter's done. There it is. So 3rd quarter's done. We're headed to the 4th. They'll take a break on the field. We'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network here for the fourth quarter. 3rd and long for the Cougars. Got to do something. Randall, under pressure, escapes to the left, lets it fly out of bounds. And it's another 3 and out, and the Cougars are going to have to punt it away again.
Now, could we see 3?
We'll see what Dennis Vanderplow can do. Not like the best start to the day for Vanderplow, but recently he has been great from the punting, averaging 38 yards a punt with some bad punts to start the day, along with 47 yards, which doesn't include the muffed punt. Is there anyone back to return for Aurora? There's no one back to return for Aurora. How about that for a strategy? That ball is going to roll to the 13-yard line, and Coach Beebe just decides, I don't even want to risk my guys muffing it. We're not going to have someone back to return. When's the last time you saw that in a game, Adam?
Not for that reason, I don't think ever. Just saying I don't want anybody at all. We'll be better with nobody than somebody trying to field it. We'll take wherever it lands. That is something I have not seen before, even high school, NFL.
Wow. We're seeing things we've never seen before in this game.
Maybe if you're up against the end zone, you throw everybody to rush, but even
then,
they didn't have that type of to line up out there.
And, they've got a 3-possession lead. You might as well make sure that the Cougars don't get a great opportunity to shorten that. Here's a snap. Mickle keeps it, looking deep to the right, pass caught. On the edge by Dones. Makes it 2nd and short.
A nice simple out route there. Shorten it up on 2nd down, and they're just going to keep pushing that clock through.
2nd and 2 to go. Two receivers left. Snap, Mickle looking deep up the middle. He has Bright. Connor Bright, another huge play, and he's brought down at the 47.
Flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, and the Spartans' offensive line doesn't seem happy. And yeah, that's a holding against the Spartans. So the big play is going to get called all the way back. So Connor Bright doesn't get the catch there, but that's something to kind of touch on. They have not been using Connor Bright as much as I kind of would expect them today. Connor Bright so far today, 3 catches. He does have 100 yards off of those. They've all been big plays. And a touchdown. He is a mismatch against this Cougars defense. He's fast, he's big, he has good hands. You go back to the Concordia, Wisconsin game, that's the kind of receiver that can dominate this Cougars secondary. He's only been targeted 4 times.
Yeah.
So that's a mismatch that I figured Coach Beebe and the Spartans would have exploited more.
Almost intercepted there if he'd have gotten his hand on it. Ooh. But, yeah, you're right. I say when the running game's been working, that's what they've been going with. Say that option there. It's always been that third option to get that deep pass in there. But he's been their guy. Every single one of them has been for 20-plus, as you were saying. But, yeah, hard to stop somebody 6'5" when you got 5'8" and 6'0" on him.
Actually, we go back to that. That was before the stat book update to reflect that the catch was called back by a penalty. It's just 2 catches for 68 yards on only 2 targets. So Bright not getting utilized as much as he probably would want for his stat sheet. There's the snap. Mickle keeps it, lets it fly for Bright. Connor Bright goes down with the first down. Big third down conversion.
That was one we needed there. Too far from the chains and a nice simple in and out there. None other than Bright himself again. So there's that usage that you were talking about.
Got to take advantage of the mismatch, and the Spartans do there. 1st and 10 at the 23. Two to either side. Ramsey in the backfield. Cougars showing blitz. They will blitz. Ramsey up the middle, and he slips through, and then he cuts back, and he's brought down for a 2-yard gain. They're going to spot him with a 3-yard gain. He lost one of those yards himself. That should only be a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, great play from Washer. I say he did it to himself, running backwards in that sense. Washer stuck with him, tackled him there, but he had plenty of space to work with.
So, don't think that's how forward progress works, but it's just a yard. 2nd and 7 for the Spartans. Clock gets going again. Man in motion. It's Coronado coming over to the near side. Snap. Mickle keeps it himself. Going to the right. Lot of space and a first down.
Yeah, no hits, no tackles. He's just being able to get out of bounds really easy, not being punished for being the one to, I say, take that running brunt.
Yeah, those QB options, those have been the difference maker that have let Aurora put this game away. Two to either side. Coronado in motion again. Snap. They'll give it to Ramsey. Breaks one tackle. Up the sideline. And he's out of bounds.
Hard to tell on that far sideline how close he is to it, but, man, that looked like it could have been a big one again as well.
Yeah, this little extra space on that sideline. TJ Ramsey's had a lot of good looks today. 1st and 10 now from the 48 for Aurora. Two to either side. They're keeping that same formation. Snap. Mickle quick to the right. Pass caught for a 7-yard gain. Coronado jumps out of bounds. Stop the clock. 11:40 to go in the game.
Yeah, another score right here from them was pretty much just the same as them running the clock out on them, though. So,
yep. 3-possession game, 4-possession game pretty much puts it away. Two to either side. Snap. Keeper for Mickle again. It's another first down. He wants more this time. Mickle tripped up and he goes down at the 20. That QB option is just killing this Cougars defense. Leon Mickle having himself a day. It's going to put him up around 80 yards on the ground now.
So they can have 2 100-yard rushers by the end of this, and that's where a lot of it's coming from, not using that passing game as much. But, yeah, Bright back up 3 for 80 now as well on the side. So slowly putting up stats from the Spartans team as they keep working through this defense.
1st and 10, snap, Mickle, quick to Coronado. Deja vu, another quick catch for Dom Coronado. Sets up 2nd and short in the red zone.
The sort of soft zone that they're playing doesn't seem to be okay with that, those out routes there and the outside flat.
I mean, that's something you don't want to give up the big play touchdowns. You don't want to go down by a big score, but also, I mean, if they're just going to march down the field, it takes off more clock, and then you still end up scoring. Mickle to the end zone. Connor Bright can't reel it in, just out of his reach. And there you go, Liam Mickle trying to take advantage of that mismatch.
Yeah, good defensive cover there, though.
Yeah.
I think it was Kel Harris there coming over and at least getting a hand up.
Yeah, and they'd put a double team on Bright as well in the secondary, which good decision. 3rd and short. Snap, Mickle gives it to Ramsey up the middle. How about 5? TJ Ramsey. He doesn't want the Wendy's 4 for 4. He wants the 5. He wants the Wendy's $5 meal deal.
Oh, man. Hard to Hard to be angry about that. That's just a great day on the ground for the kid. 20 touchdowns rushing now on the season.
Yeah, TJ Ramsey now well over 200 all-purpose yards, closing in on maybe even already at 250 all-purpose yards. As Brett Money hits the PAT, makes it a 56-26 game, 30-point lead for Aurora with 10 to go in the game. And again, just the handoff to Ramsey, and you're going to have this gap on the right side that doesn't close, and he's able to exploit it all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, watch how the offensive linemen just cave down to the right side, push them all in, just create that opening there. It's almost too easy there. One guy to beat, and if you're TJ Ramsey, it's a quick stiff arm or a quick little side hurdle over him, and rest is history.
56-26. Aurora leading Concordia Chicago.
He has doubled his average here in that second half of this game. Started out around 3. We're at 6.1 yards per carry.
You can tell this Cougars defense just starting to get gassed after being out on the field so much today. And you look at that time of possessions, not much more in favor of Aurora. 26 minutes to Cougars 23. The difference is the style of those possessions. The Cougars march it down 5 yards at a time. Aurora, they've had more possessions. They've had bigger plays. And you got to run more. You got to make harder tackles. You got to get those chase downs. And that's kind of what's gassing this Cougars defense.
We'll see if they can hold them off for a little bit here, but hard to have much faith left in this one here unless we can get a quick one here, about, say, 2 minutes per score, if that. And
we'll see what Chase Hankins and this Cougars offense can do to finish out their season. 56-26. They trail the Spartans by 30.
Yeah, on the other side, though, if you're those seniors, just enjoy it. Those last 10 minutes on the field of your potentially your football career. Jacob Redmond having himself a day here, and
he's rolling out to the right. A lot of time sending Randall upfield. Corey Randall can't bring it in.
Great defense there.
Yep.
Turned and saw the ball. Shane McGinty there with some good coverage on Randall there, who had a step, but again, that shorter ball makes him adjust to it down. And
yeah, that's the thing. Jacob Redmond, he has a good arm, but it's not as good as Colton Bosch's. Bosch has that better deep ball, so that's one of those sacrifices he's making. That ball hit the ground. Redmond, under pressure, slips out to the left. Jacob Redmond going to take it himself up the sideline for a short gain.
Gives me kind of Kyler Murray vibes.
I like that comparison. He's not, you wouldn't say the way Redmond's been playing today is a running QB. He's been slinging it. He's been actually, he hasn't been handing it off. They haven't been playing a running back. So he's been slinging it.
There you go.
But he's able to run when he needs to, and he's able to slip out of those tackles. So, like you said, good Kyler Murray comp.
But 4 passing touchdowns is nothing to shy away from either there.
It's been a good day under center for Jacob Redmond. Lets that one fly for Lawson. Kevon Lawson trying to cut to the outside. Almost slipped 3 before he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 4. Cougars will keep the offense on the field.
Our favorite commentary.
So you guys at home, you're getting the commentary from me and Adam, and then we're getting commentary from the bleachers here, which is a very excited group today in Concordia Stadium. 4th down, Redmond slips to the left, lets it fly deep. Caught on his head.
Nijavitsky.
Whoo! Nijovitzky, he's only in the game since Wes Jackson went out, and he just gets up there and mosses that ball down.
Wow. With nothing else, throw it up, right?
What a play. Redmond now quick to the 1st and 10. Escapes the sack for a moment. Lost the ball. He was down. I like that sack finally got finished. One of his linemen got pushed back onto him.
Make sure he's okay, too.
Seen a lot of different faces in on that O-line today. Wykier Jones wasn't expected to play today. Ended up coming in. Not at 100%. Connor Gerhold coming in at left tackle after a rough start from the initial plan backups. 2nd and long for the Cougars. Redmond lets it fly for Taylor, and it's well short. It'll be 3rd and long for Concordia now. So that was sack number 7 for Aurora. They've, in total, have forced a negative 110 yards for the Cougars on tackles for loss and sacks combined.
Still negative 21 in that rushing department, too. That's a nice, pretty number to see up there.
And they get Aurora to jump. It's a free play. Redmond is going to throw it out of bounds. He doesn't want to get hit. But the Cougars will get 5 free yards, and they'll get another chance on 3rd down.
Another one of those where not everybody knew what was going on.
And the officials, they're getting the flags out on time. Like, they're seeing the offsides. They're throwing the flag, but they're never calling the play dead. That's something you kind of just got to adjust to. You got to get used to that. You got to know if the flag's out there, you don't stop even if it is offsides. 3rd and 3 to go. Or not 3rd and 3, 3rd and 13. Snap. Redmond under pressure. And J.P. Cheney brought him down, and he stole the ball from Redmond. A strip sack.
That was beautiful. That doesn't get much better than that from J.P. Cheney. Saw you took him down and was wondering if he got the ball right off it and turns right around, shows it to the fans. What a takeaway there.
Whew, Aurora, all the momentum in quarter number 4.
Yeah, Redmond never saw him coming. That was one of those blindside ones there. Just glad that was the worst of the outcome, I guess.
Yeah, and the offensive line, I mean, those injuries just piling up, and the backups struggling to keep up with this Aurora pass rush. And again, you see that coming off of the left side, which has this been the side that Aurora has been preying upon all day long. Sack number 8 of the day. Mickle now in control. Liam Mickle going deep. Oh, wow. Lucius Dones, he had that for a touchdown, but he lost the ball, and it drops down on the field right in front of him.
I was going to say, I didn't know if it was going to end up out of bounds, but now he dropped right at the 10-yard line.
He had that for a touchdown if he didn't lose it. I mean, they're up by 30. He's not too upset about it, but, man, he could have had it all there.
Still all the starters in, though.
Yeah, Coach BB, he is letting his starters have their fun in their last game of the season. Snap, Mickle lets it fly, incomplete. Down low to the ground, intended for Dones again.
Clock not moving, so that's one good sign, but Concordia did take 2 minutes off of that one there with that first drive they had, so.
Yeah, this Aurora team, not the year they wanted, but at the end of the day, a 6-2 record in conference, not the worst record in the world. It's just after coming off of possibly the most dominant run in conference history, it's still a bit tough to swallow whenever those runs come to an end. They'll let that fly on the sideline, incomplete. Looking for Bright on that one. Good coverage.
That was closer than it looked, too. He had it in his hands. Just bounced right off of him and up and away, but turned at the last second. That was some great ball placement.
Yeah, it's good coverage in the secondary, honestly. But again, that's that mismatch you're going to play. Connor Bright, he's taller than his man on the secondary. You can just put that up over the head. Yeah, like we talked about, Aurora, 42 straight conference wins before this year. Coach Beebe, one of the best runs as a head coach in the NAC so far. This Aurora team, a lot of struggles this season on the field, some struggles off the field, but looking to close out their season on a high note. Carrying a 30-point lead over the Cougars. It's 4th and 10. They take a break on the field. We'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute. Fourth and 10. They're going for it. Mickle hands it off to Ramsey. TJ Ramsey brought down for a loss. Liam Mickle, I think, just didn't want to be the one to get hit, and he kind of just sends TJ Ramsey out to dry.
Yeah, he looked like he might try to take off with it, and then he's like, take this from me real quick. I'm done holding that one for now.
Liam Mickle was passing it. TJ Ramsey stayed in as a blocker. And Liam Mickle just handed it to him with 3 pass rushers around them. But to be fair, with the day TJ Ramsey's had, who knows what kind of magic he could have done with the ball in his hands. He's not able to do any there, brought down for a loss, which does bring down his all-purpose yards total as he searches for a 250-yard day. 1st and 10, Cougars at the 45. Redmond under pressure. Redmond escapes it. Redmond looking deep. Incomplete on the sideline.
Had it in his hands, man.
Yeah.
These are some great throws, and receivers are not helping out the quarterback there.
No, that one going to Derek Porter, junior out of Phoenix, Arizona, and it's on the money. Porter just can't hang on. 2nd and 10 at the 45 for the Cougars. Three right, 2 left. Snap, Randall dropping back, looking right. Pass caught by Lawson. Lawson trying to get to the sideline. He's brought down at the 50. 5-yard gain sets up 3rd and 5. Clock keeps running.
That should put him right around, I think, 95 for the day.
Yeah, that puts Kevon Lawson 9 receptions, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Having the best day out of any receiver out there for either team so far. Snap, Redmond under pressure. Who else? J.P. Cheney, his 3rd of the day. And again, J.P. Cheney just uncontested around through the left side of the Cougar line.
12 sacks on the season for him. Got to be up there in the NAC for sure, but yeah, he took some time off there in like the 2nd quarter. We didn't see him on the field much. Now he's making that presence a lot more known here.
Oh, we missed the sack in there. That's J.P. Cheney's 4th sack of the day, actually. 4 sacks. 7.5 tackles for loss, a pass breakup, and a forced fumble.
And a fumble recovered.
And a false start on the Cougars is going to pin him back more. Just a heck of a day from J.P. Cheney. It is hard to find a better stat line than that from an edge rusher. So Cougars going for it on 4th and 6. Snap, Redmond looking deep for Randall. Incomplete. Good coverage from Fabian Mosley. That one Redmond just put it up a bit too high. And there's a flag well after the plates on
I think Kayvon Lawson.
For looking like yelling at the officials now. Chase Hankins is furious. So is Corey Randall. And they're getting towed back. The officials coming over to the sideline to egg them on. I mean, so yeah, Coach Hankins, he hasn't been the happiest with the officials today.
Getting some type of explanation over there, but they're already lined up and ready to go with the play here.
Yep. Not sure why the official who the coaches were upset with was coming over to the sideline to instigate an argument, but
Backups are now in on the Spartan side here. Bright, Ramsey, and Mickle, all days are done here.
yeah, Reese Wagner hands it off to Williams. So now we're going to see Aurora start to run it. Clock going to wind down close to 5 minutes at the start of the next play.
There's Bright coming back out there.
Second and 6. Snap. What kind of a handoff is that? So,
I'm not sure the quarterback
No,
ever
no,
had
it-
possession of the ball.
was that even? It looked like the snap went to Wagner, who just kind of slapped it up in the air as he bobbled it. And then it came straight down into the hands of Sterling Williams, and the play was a run anyways, so it works out to get them back to the line of scrimmage at least. But 3rd and 6 now for Aurora. Clock down under 5.
I don't know. I'd put Ramsey out there. Let him go for 6, you know?
Yeah. That might have been what they were doing on that last possession. But now hand it off to Williams up the middle, and Sterling Williams will be close to a first down. And we'll see if they'll give it to him.
Chains are moving.
First and 10 at the 15. 4 minutes left in the game.
See if they score again or just let the clock run out.
Low snap, handoff to Williams, has a hole to the left. And he's brought down around the 7. Solid gain on that rush, sets up 2nd and 4 to go.
Now, update on those ankle injuries from earlier. It looks like there's one that's in a boot on the sideline in crutches, so that most likely not a good sign for that ankle. And do not see the first one out there at all, but
Yeah, it looks like that's a keeper for Wagner. He's not going to make it to the line of scrimmage. And yeah, you see Wykeer Jones getting a look from the trainers, and full props to Jones playing today with a torn labrum. Showing some toughness out there on the line. Third and 7. Clock winding down under 3. Spartans continuing to drain it. Snap, handoff to Williams to the left, and he's not going to get the first down. Brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 4th and 7, and they'll send out Brett Money for the field goal attempt. Brett Money's 0 for 1 on the day on a 50-yarder that was attempted, and it went low as he's trying to slice it through some tough crosswinds today. This time, a much more manageable 27.
Yeah, looks like they're going to let it run down to the 2-minute warning here.
Oh. And it will. So something we totally missed until now. TJ Ramsey has broken the Aurora school record for rushing touchdowns in a season today. He coming in today with 15, 3 behind the school record of 18. And he's now up to 20 on the year, sets that school record by a whole 2. And that says a lot for a program that's had as much success offensively as Aurora in the last few years. So a huge day for TJ Ramsey, the Aurora program record for rushing touchdowns in a season. And, I mean, we're getting this from his article, Offensive Player of the Week in the NAC last week, and it'd be tough to imagine anyone but him getting that award again this week.
Yeah, with 5, there's not much better that you can do than that there, and just congratulations to him on achieving that here, averaging 2 touchdowns a game, and that is fantastic to hear. So congratulations to him, and yeah, you'll probably see his name later this weekend.
Yeah, so Brett Money out for the PA for the field goal attempt. It's a 27-yard attempt for the senior in the last game of his career. Kicks up, and good, easy money. Makes it a 59-26 game for the Spartans with 1:56 to go. So I don't know if being perfect on PATs and 1 for 2 on field goals, one of those being a 50-yarder for Brett Money would be enough for NAC Special Teams Player of the Week. But Adam, do you think we could see a offense and defense sweep for Aurora on NAC Player of the Week this week?
Oh, yeah. Hard to say for any other games like that out there, but offense for sure. Defense, gotta be JP Chaney here, right? I mean,
it is hard to have a better stat line as an edge rusher than JP Chaney's had today.
Yeah, this team has proven that they are not out of the woods yet. They are, still in the woods, They are coming out firing on all cylinders, and yeah, they say these seniors that they have showing off that skill there. We'll get to 7-3 on the season, 6-2 in conference play there, and doing the best that they can with what they've got. But those 2 players have carried this team here today on their backs to this what was not a wipeout, and it's become a blowout here so far.
PA kickoff is up. That'll go to Luco. It'll go out of bounds.
We'll start at the 40.
So the Cougars going to get good field position for what might just be the last drive. A lot of these players' career, and you see Coach Hankins putting out those seniors on offense. Jacob Redmond at QB. You got Jacob Garrison coming back into the game on the line. As the Cougars look to close out senior day on a high note. And Jacob Garrison at center. Jacob Redmond at QB. See Dalton Baird, the senior, in at wide receiver now. Snap, Redmond. Pass caught up the middle. And rolling all the way down to the 50 is Blake Green, the freshman from Robinson, Illinois, on his first career reception. And the Cougars, they want to push for one more score. There's a snap. Redmond under pressure. Rolling out. He's going to take it himself, and he'll get out of bounds at the 41. So it's that backup defense in for Aurora, and the Cougars. They want to end senior day on a high note, and they're going to go for it. And you talked about, at the end of the day, you want to win, but also it's senior day, and you want to have fun in the game. And they're looking to finish off with some fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why not? No reason to kneel it down now. Take what you can get in that last minute 30, and like I said, enjoy it.
Oh!
Spoke too soon. Announcer's curse.
Whoo! Ugh. Redmond able to recover that, but man, that snap. Looking like it's shooting out of O'Hare all the way over Redmond's head.
A balmy 3rd and 26 here.
So it looked like it might be a fun drive to the red zone. It is going to third and very long. Let's see what the Cougars do. Are they going to let Jacob Redmond send this ball on a flight of its own? There's the snap. Redmond. Quick ball again to Green. And Green brought down at the 43. 45 seconds to go. Cougars moving quickly, not the quickest. As they get set. Snap, Redmond. Under pressure. And he can't escape it. Brought down again. 10th sack of the day for the Spartans. And that's how this game will end. Aurora takes down the Cougars in the season finale, 59-26 in River Forest, Concordia. Got hot in the middle of the game, struggled at the start, struggled at the end. Aurora came out hot, and they never let up that lead. They win by 33. They close out their year with a 7-3 record, 6-2 in conference play. The Cougars finish out their best season since 2019. Aren't able to hit that 500 mark, but they do pick up 4 wins, a 4-6 record, 2-6 in conference.
Yeah, and plenty of returners coming back. It's a pretty, smaller senior day there. You'll get a lot of that Colton Bosch, Kayvon Lawson, a few of those guys back next year to potentially grow on what they had this year with that 4-win season.
Yeah, and Coach Hankins very optimistic about the group of guys he has, and a lot of it, the conversation, especially with it being senior day, is kind of the culture change that has gone along in this program. Every year for the last couple years, the Cougar football is, and pretty much has been, especially around campus, kind of a joke. In the NAC, around campus, it's Cougar football. They're going to lose. They lost 92-0 one game. This year is where Coach Hankins started to finally succeed in flipping that culture. You win your season opener, you win your second game, you pick up a pair of wins in conference, the vibes are back. The guys want to play for their coaches. They're having fun on the field. Concordia Stadium's getting rowdier again. You're having fans having more fun. You're getting the students more involved. That culture change is the biggest thing to come out of this season for the Cougars in every way possible.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that, and knowing what you're building means something to the guys who are playing for you. I say this was important to them. This is special. This was their year, and they did better than most have since you said 2019. Yeah. So, they're the seniors. They're going to go on. They're going to remember this for the rest of their lives, and everybody else who's here is going to come back next year and hopefully get to where they want to be.
Yeah, and how about, talk about senior day. How about that senior day performance from Jacob Redmond? Last game of his career, and he has the best game of his career. Comes in relief, puts up 261 yards on a 60% completion rate with 4 touchdowns. And,
all that in 3 quarters.
Yeah, a heck of a day from the senior, making the most of his opportunity on the last game of his career. And, Coach Hankins will talk about it. Jacob Redmond, the first player that he recruited when Coach Hankins came to CUC as the offensive coordinator. And, That's going to be a special game for both of them. As the season finishes out over on Aurora's end, Liam Mickle, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. TJ Ramsey securing the program record for the Spartans with 5 rushing touchdowns today, brings them up to 20 on the season, had 160 yards on the ground, 48 yards in the air, and 37 yards passing.
Can't forget about those.
Goes up around 250 yards all-purpose. Great day for TJ Ramsey. Kevon Lawson, a great finale to his first year as a Cougar. 9 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown himself. Corey Rando had himself a day, too. 2 touchdowns for the Cougars, but that'll do it for Cougar football. Doesn't look like a success on the numbers, but very much a positive season for the Cougar. A lot of good takeaways for this team, and they'll look to improve on it over the offseason as they get ready to go in 2026. But that'll do it from football season here at Concordia University, Chicago on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you for joining us all season long. You want to get caught up on anything you missed from this season with the Cougars, you can do so at cucougars.com, as well as get recapped and prep up for everything that's left to come from Cougar Athletics this year, with basketball season starting out here at Concordia. But that'll do it from football season. Thank you to everyone who made today's broadcast possible and the broadcast possible all season long. And thank you for joining in and tuning in today. I'm Jonathan Shear with the Cougar Sports Network. Joining me today was Adam Kuhar. And as always, roll Cougs.